my God, is that the faces of the future? You said this is not your account.
No, I was trying to log into Even for Mick Jenkins shit because I guess I'll use my phone number. But that EP was decent. It was a decent EP. I think the fourth track was real good.
Mick Jenkins is just like, when's the last time you dropped the project?
Last year, 2 years ago.
I ain't gonna hold you. I haven't really followed. I should be following him because he's a good artist, but I haven't tapped into this project. He's dropped other project before.
You mean the project before with Benny the Butcher?
Yeah, but I didn't dive into it.
Oh damn. That was a good project. It was a real good project. And then he did the deluxe. It was a real good project. So,
do you think? I don't know, because you were talking about it earlier in terms of dropping like Even like that. Why do you think he went that route?
He specifically said it on Twitter. It was just like, I literally made everything that I literally made the amount of money I would have made if I would have got 1 million streams on DSPs.
What do you mean by that? Like he made more?
Yes.
Like from the initial drop, like you talking about, so. I mean, what he said his price at? He said at like $10 per album.
Minimum $20.
Dang, he probably did come up. I mean, if you have a solid fan base.
Yeah, he came up like 20. It's like he said, I dropped it $20, and then he's dropping like stuff like exclusive access, stuff like that. And he's gonna start doing some shit where it's like you get the live stream and stuff like that. So I think it's a good idea.
He took that Lil Russell route.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea.
Russell been doing it for a minute
because he was like they screwing us over, and someone like Mick Jenkins, where it's like he's good, he's just pure talent wise, he's good enough to be seen with like the Benny the Butchers or even the Conway the Machines, or even better than them niggas. But it's like how do I say this? His ability, in my opinion, to make like the commercial hits may not be there. Because outside of that, like I think that he deserves to get a good deal, but I think that they probably want him to make like super commercial music.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to him, I think artists like him and artists nowadays, I don't think people are looking for deals as much as they are anymore.
I mean, I don't think so either. It's just like, in my opinion, for them now, it's what's the point? Because it's just you work all this. You license the album, and then when you license the album, like he said, even if you get to 1 million streams, you're not getting paid much because everything is going the label. So it's like I might as well just drop it. If I made $20, and if I have at least 100,000 people listen to my shit, I made $2 million. No,
that's true. I mean, this question for both of y'all, like, do you think you have to be at a certain status to like just go straight to Even direct to consumer, or would you, like, if you're a starting off artist, would you start off dropping on the DSPs?
I mean, it's a good like stepping stone, you know what I mean? Like versus like you not have fans right out the gate, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have any fans to like buy your merch or your music. So yeah, I think the DSPs are good for the beginning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is his recording?
Yeah.
Is it? Are you sure?
All three of them are recording. I'm looking at them right now.
All right, I'm just making sure.
Like you're saying DSPs versus you just using your own platform? Like, yeah, I think DSPs is another outlet to get your music seen.
Yeah.
So
I mean, all right, say this though. If you're a starting artist, like say you're obviously Mick Jenkins, he has a following, he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
But say you're like someone from the ground, like you're about to release your first project, you're trying to get your name out there. Are you gonna go direct to consumer off the rip, or are you gonna go to the DSP so that like everybody can access your stuff off a rip?
It depends.
To a certain point.
Because it's like, you gotta think about it like this. Say if you're popping already like in the streets and like that, people know you, like your name around town. You could potentially do that direct to consumer if you have buzz, like on the outside of just like the Apple Music, the Instagrams and stuff like that.
Right.
But if you're a person that's like doesn't really have much motion, that's probably your best bet is going to the DSPs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has,
because everybody has access to it.
Yeah,
I think like person like starting off, like I think you should, if you're like from the scratch, you should put it on every platform. Like you shouldn't. I mean, you can still go direct consumer. I think like if you're dropping singles, you drop them initial singles like on the DSPs, let people get to know you, that type of stuff, and then like after, say when it's time to like drop a project or whatever, maybe put the project on like Even or something of that nature, because like you kind of what you were alluding to and what you were saying is like when you're starting off, you want as many people as possible to be able to hear you consistently. But when you build that fan base and you have that demand, I think you can do the direct to consumer. Word. Like it doesn't have to be like a crazy amount of people. It could be It could be 100 people that just listen to you on a regular basis that are press and play every single week. And if you drop whether it's music or a pod or something like that, you could make X amount of dollars if you price it at a certain point.
Yeah,
and it's like you're gonna make more money than just getting the streams, like you said. Because you said he had to make a million streams just to get the amount of money.
I could pull up the tweet.
Yeah,
think about it. He could drop his like full regular project on the DSPs, and if he wants additional songs, everybody go to the website. It can be 10 new different songs. You know what I'm saying?
Put the deluxe on
A
that
side, B side type shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a bunch of different ways.
I'm surprised more people haven't done. To be honest, I'm surprised more people haven't done that.
People are gonna start doing that shit more and more, I think, bro.
But just even like the music industry now, like even because like people are saying, oh, it's tech boom, whatever it may be. Like the tech boom kind of been happening for a while now. Like I'm surprised more artists haven't been doing that.
Yeah, he said on one day on even.biz, I've made the equivalent of 4.5 million streams, and I wouldn't have had 4.5 million streams on DSP in one day. It's actually a no-brainer. No, not a dice roll.
Yeah,
you gotta thank he probably has to thank the DSPs though.
What you mean?
Like enable for him to like just to do that.
Yeah,
because you know what I'm saying. Like before that, like I mean, we only knew him from like we know him because he's a rapper, but like we got his music from where? The
DSPs, or
that's what I'm saying.
Well, technically, yeah. If you want to,
you get what I'm saying?
If you want to talk about when he blew up,
yeah.
But before that, like it was that piff. But yeah.
But you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. It's like I get what you mean. It's just I think that for him and I think for other artists, like you said, it makes sense. You just have to be able to leverage it because it's just the point is that with art, like I said, with artists like Mick Jenkins who are extremely talented,
right.
But it's like there's probably some issues or some probably discussions or probably not compromises with commercial success. It ends up being a situation of like, what is the point of me making this album? And then I'm putting in all this work and I don't even get what I'm supposed to get. Like, and if you know like the situation, well, most people don't know, but it's like just listening to his music, just hearing like how much stuff that he's been dealing with from the label situations, like he's definitely just like, I'm not about to sit here and put myself in like a bad position again, knowing damn well that like, if you really, really put me in a battle with most of these niggas, I can out-rap most of them.
What was his position with the labels? What was going on?
Nothing. I mean, Mick Jenkins would be considered a conscious rapper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, not even just other priorities, but he was the main stake in his last label.
Type shit.
And it was just like, they want to consider him a conscious rapper. And he's not like a conscious rapper, because he's a Chicago rapper. So it's like, it's weird. It's like they conscious, but they not really conscious. They're just, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's like, for him, it was just like, y'all was trying to make me make this conscious music and it wasn't hitting. So it's like the last label, I think it was The Elephant in the Room, his last album, he kind of talked about that. It was just like, yeah, the nigga could rap, he can make hit singles and stuff like that, but it's just, I'm not about to do that and give niggas heat and then it's like, oh, we don't want this or we gotta have to do it like this. You know what I mean? So I get it.
Not getting the attention it deserves either.
Yeah. Because I mean, his last EP, he did it it was just like a one-off.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be like a 4-pack, but he ended up making like a 7-track project and it did really good. And niggas was like, oh, like it's almost like niggas forgot that he could rap for real. And I was like,
yeah,
y'all must be out your mind.
You said niggas stuff. I mean, you think niggas really forgot like Mick Jenkins though?
I don't think he's a priority, bro.
It's not that he's not
like a priority act. You mean like within his label?
Like just
you're not wrong. I mean, you're probably not wrong.
I mean, I don't think that it's not that he's not a priority.
That makes a difference though.
It does, but I think there's a different because it's like, for example, if you say that you're a priority on an independent label, you could still be an independent a priority, but you're not gonna get the same amount of success, even if you're not a priority on like a UMG or a Sony or a Warren. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's different. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he wasn't not a priority. I just think that they were trying to maximize his talent. It's like you want Lupe Fiasco to be a strictly conscious rapper, or you wanted B.O.B. to be a strictly conscious rapper, but he's a commercial rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it really depends. Like I don't think that. I just think, like I said, I think people forgot he could really rap and make music because he was in a position where it's like niggas wasn't letting him do what he can do. Yeah.
Let him be creative.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Do you think that's with a lot of artists though?
What? Yeah.
A lot of artists could be a lot bigger than what they are if they were allowed to do what they actually wanted to do instead of like going hand in hand with the label tells them to do.
Yeah.
No, hell yeah, that's a lot of artists, bro. Because I mean, you see like different leaks from different artists that are fire as hell, and it's like, where is that at? Yeah. And they drop some other shit to where it's like it doesn't align to what's going on and what they're doing. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with that, bro.
And sometimes they don't want to give the label the heat. It's like a lot of niggas don't want. Like, if you sitting on like a heater, you're not gonna want to get, especially if you like 2 albums out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like what happens is that even if you start giving out all the heat, you turn into Fetty Wap. Whereas like you got 6, 7, 8 bangers on an album that could have lasted, that could have had your career last 5, like at least an extra 5 years.
And then
you fizzle out after like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? 3 years.
I mean, was he wrong to just hit him back to back to back?
He had 8 #1 singles.
I know. I mean, did he push him? Like he said, my bad. Did he push him out too soon?
Yes.
You think?
Yes.
Why you say that? Like compared to what?
You had 8 #1 singles.
Hell yeah.
And I'm talking about heat. Like they're not talking about some regulars. Some records. Like there's some records. Like
well, he knows. Yeah, he's some records.
Yeah.
Why would I put them all on one album? Because what happens?
You saying all like 8 of them were on one album?
Yes.
Were they?
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Sure?
Yes.
We can double check, but I'm pretty sure
I believe you.
It was My Way. It was what was the other shit? I know. Fine. And then it was I said My Way. I said it was that one. It was the
Would you come my way?
There was some other shit that was on there too. I forgot. I'm trying to remember.
Nah, I know what songs you're talking about. Yeah, because he definitely had his moment, bro.
And what I'm saying is that you think about it though, it's like it's different if like for me how I look at it is like it's different if you just make an album. You know, you got 1 or 2 on there, but people just genuinely like the rest of the album. Versus you put all the shit, all the heat that
everything
you got on
one shit.
Because then next thing you know, next album you fizzle out.
Yeah, that album it had Trap Queen.
Yeah, Trap Queen.
How do we do things? How do we do things? 679. Yeah, that was a big one. Again, My Way was on there. Yeah, he had a lot of his top songs on that.
I mean, your first project get hit, but your second project, it just could be a moment for him.
But what I'm saying is that think about it though. Like think about every single artist you know that had heaters on your every single album. Look at Cardi B.
Okay, what about her?
Almost I think every single song on her album went platinum.
Yeah.
You talking about Invasion of Privacy?
Yes.
Yeah, but what's your point though?
My point is that now the issue is like, what are you about to put out for your second album?
But she don't.
It's hard.
But I think with her though, it's not really. That's not really because she was a character entity before you the music.
There's
you know what I'm saying? So like she put out a project, so it's like, all right, that shit was hitting. Yeah, we're waiting for a second project, but it's like Cardi's still gonna be Cardi B.
Yeah, think about it. There's a difference though, bro.
I'm talking about from a not even just from a entertainment. I'm talking about strictly music.
Yeah,
bro.
But her career still, but people are still like people are. I mean, you did mention this last pod.
They are anticipating in this shit.
Like, I mean, when it's time for like, oh, Cardi's about to drop. When she announces her second album, people gonna be waiting for that.
But I'll say this though, bro. That's based off of the fact of you dropped everything that. I put it like this: all the shit that she had, if she would have at least kept like maybe 2 or 3, and kept that for the next album. And then you drop that, and it's like, then it's different.
But it's different.
I get what you're saying.
But the thing is, Fetty Wap created a wave. Cardi just kind of bit off a wave.
I don't think she bit off a wave.
Bodak Yellow.
I mean, yeah, but I think that
literally changed her whole career when she dropped Bodak Yellow.
I mean, yeah, but outside of that,
so you're not wrong.
You're not
like Kodak said. I deserve a Grammy for Cardi shit.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Yeah. I mean, if you want to use that, sure, yeah, I agree with that. I would say if you look at the rest of Invasion of Privacy, I would think that she kind of just leaned into the shit that she already could have done. Like she leaned into the Spanish bag. Like you lean, and obviously you got the money with the Chance the Rappers and everything like that. But it's like if you lean into the Spanish bag and you Spanish, you a shorty from the Bronx. Like of course you gonna have J Balvin, you gonna have Bad Bunny, all them, you gonna do all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think she bit all. Like if you want to use Bodak Yellow as the specific example
to really make her who she is today,
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. If I want to talk about all of Invasion of Privacy, I wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? So,
of course not the whole project. She didn't like bit, but I'm saying like for her career to really get up and going was because of Bodak Yellow.
That's fair. That's fair.
To whereas Fetty Wap, he was really creating a wave, bro. To whereas like that first project definitely hit. To whereas like we don't know what to expect the second one.
True. He dropped other albums, but that's my point is he dropped other albums, and I think it just all depends on what your goals are.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're an artist, right? Let's say you're an artist and you say you sign like a 4-album deal, for example. If you got 1, 2, or 3, if you got 1, 2, 3 heaters, let's say you got 12. I'm just doing it. You're a 4-album deal. Right. If you put 3 heaters on each album, it's good for you because now at that point when you want to be out the deal, it's like, oh, you had at least 3 heaters on each album, and then at that point,
if you're say this, you say you the management side, or you because we're talking about from the artist side, but from the management side too. Like if you have like an artist like that where they have 10 records that you know could probably go platinum, how are you strategizing to release that though? Are you gonna do the way you're saying where it's like, all right, we putting everything on one, or are we gonna go to, or we're gonna go?
If I'm a manager or if I'm the actual label. Because if I'm
the label, let's go label.
If I'm the label, if I'm the label, I wouldn't know unless they tell me.
What you mean?
Like for the most part, I feel like most artists don't just say, "Hey guys, I got like 10 bangers." Like if they got some heaters that they know are heat, most of them artists are not gonna be like, yeah, I have this.
I think it depends on the deal, depends on the artist though too.
Well, I will say in Fetty's case, he definitely said like when he was making these songs, he said he knew these were the one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if we saw that shit, he knew that, I'm at least lock him in for like 2 albums.
Yeah, but how are you going to release that music? Say he comes, he comes to the catalog. I'm saying like the catalog that they gave you, they show you like, here's what I have in my catalog for the deal, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, here's what I have, and you say, you know, like a Fetty Wap, I have 10 hits, I have 10 records there. I know I'm gonna go.
I'm dropping them as singles.
Are you dropping them only as singles? Or are you spreading them out? Like you said, where you only dropping them here and there? You spread them out over a extended period of time to extend your career. How would you go about doing it?
I mean, I don't think they did it the wrong way, bro. Honestly,
I think they did.
You think so?
100%.
Why you say that?
Because like you said, he started a wave, and the nigga fizzled out to the point now this nigga's in jail. And what I'm saying is that. You dropped all your heat.
Or he could have just lost his touch, bro.
Bro, you don't lose your touch, bro.
Why can't you?
People
lose their touch.
People
No. Hold on.
People don't lose their touch?
You don't think so?
You don't lose your touch.
The man that says people. All right, go ahead. Continue.
4, 5, 6. I'm saying when you have 4, 5, 6 records,
right?
You don't lose your touch. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a way. Right. There's like you dropped an album, you know what I'm saying, and people just like it, and because some of the tracks are on there, you fuck with it, and the next album's a dud, or the next couple albums are a dud. Versus you have heat, you dropping that shit. It's not that you lost your touch. It's the fact of you released it too soon. You got to be strategic because now what happens is what happens is when you do that, and you spread that shit out. Pause. What happens? You could build around those singles. You know what I'm saying? Like you can build around the singles and still find a way to be like, okay, this works. Yeah. Like I feel like that's where it is compared to him just saying, I think that he lost it. I don't think Fetty Wap ever lost the touch. I just think that you didn't make the bangers. You didn't work around the really good tracks that you had. You just dropped and you were just trying to figure something out.
True. I mean, the way you put it, I could agree with that. Like, I mean, he was young in the game. You know, he had good songs. He wanted to drop and get where he needed to be, position himself wise. But like, yeah, hindsight, we definitely could probably see it to where like he could definitely like roll it out a little bit better. But at the same time, bro, like he was dropping them shits back to back to back to where it's like, I think he did a pretty good job as far as rolling himself out and positioning himself.
Yeah, but it's like, what's next then? Because it's like if you sign to a major label, because what did he sign? I think he signed to Sony or whoever it is. Like
something like that. It was a major.
Yeah, you sign to a major, and then it's what's next. Because now if you sign 3, 4 album deal, it's like, okay, so how are you about to recoup that? And that's what I'm saying. It's like it's about longevity. If you got 12,
when it comes to albums,
if you got 12, if you got 4 albums, you sitting on 12 bangers. You drop 2, 3, and you maybe keep 2, 3 for yourself if you go independent to remind niggas. So that's how you could re-up. Like the point is like if you trying to play the major label game, you got to put yourself in a position where you have leverage. If you out your deal and you drop a heater. And then next thing you know is, oh shoot, he still got it. We're Sony, let's pick him up.
But at the same time, after the first album, he definitely did have leverage though, bro.
He didn't have, but my thing is that what happened, but after the second album, what happens then?
No, yeah, I get what he's saying when it comes to like,
I'm saying he like
after the first album, he had leverage.
He had that guaranteed second album coming.
Yeah, for sure. But like when it comes to leverage from the artist standpoint, it's like
he does though, I would say.
He doesn't have today as a
not today. I'm saying when he first dropped those singles, bro.
No, for sure. When
he definitely was like when he
at that era and what music was. I think I probably would have took a little slower route to release. Or
I probably wanted more like feature runs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would have dropped like a couple of them, then hopped on other people's records and kept those records that I have for like you said, a future project.
Or you could have that Drake curse. He had that. Remember when Drake came on that shit? After that, he kind of declined.
Well, that's a different story.
That's a lot of artists though, bro. They get that cosign. I'm not trying to like glaze Drake at all, but I'm saying like, you know, when you get a record with him after you kind of peak after that.
Yeah, but
wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, but that's also that's just not because of the fact of like you peaking. It's just because of the fact of like how Drake treats the labels. We'll talk about that later, but it's just like it's a lot of other shit that goes on. Because I peep what you're saying, but I'm just like it doesn't add up for it to just flat out just go like that. Like so that's what I'm saying. It's like
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's a lot of other shit, but
hell yeah.
What can you do?
What can you do, man? Welcome to episode 191 of the Faces of the Future podcast. It's your boy Mills.
It's your boy, man. So Moose, what's good? What's good? What's good?
What's good? What's good? What's good? We got Rocket in the building today. That boy was jamming over there.
Fuck with that boy Kim for real.
Yeah, turned up in this joint, huh? That's one of them records.
Yeah.
That record go every time.
Yeah. When that shit dropped, like 2018?
Yeah.
2019?
It's been a minute.
Hell yeah. Time flies.
Yeah. I remember when we first got put on to him. Now
he went out to Delta. Wait, is he from Delta?
He's from the same area.
Oh, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But now. He with Rock Nation now, I believe. But,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it's like
He's climbing. Definitely climbing, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like from a person like all the way in like with the West Coast,
Yeah.
the East Coast fuck with him, bro.
100%.
He be up in New York and like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
So shit.
Shit, what you been up to though?
Oh, me? Oh,
You said, oh, me?
shit, just staying out the matrix. I mean,
Yeah.
trying to stay out the matrix, but the matrix keeps pulling me in, bro.
Yeah.
But for the better and for the worst.
For the better and for the worse?
Yeah.
How's it keep pulling you back in? Like, what's the fight?
Temptation, bro.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
I feel that's human nature though.
That's part of the matrix, bro.
Yeah, that's human nature. That's human
Sometimes
nature.
you got to learn how to like not fight temptation, but sometimes you feed into the temptation and you do the temptation.
How you feel about that, Moose?
I mean, it's like you said, it's a normal part of day of life. Like you just gotta stay cognizant. Just say
right.
Keep the third eye open. You feel me?
You really
Gotta
gotta
keep
keep the third eye open, bro.
Yeah. It be hard sometimes, huh?
Yeah, bro. Sometimes you just be like, damn, like you just be in the moment type shit, and then it's like, hold on, let me step back for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You gotta recoup.
Recoup,
But just see things from a bird's eye view.
Yeah, like maybe I should just chill a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I get it, like you know what I'm saying, but sometimes it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Like it happens.
And then hindsight's 20/20 at the end of the day. It's just like
That's what I'm saying.
yeah. When you look back on it, it's like maybe I should chill. But now you know next time I know if this predicament come around, it's like
Growing pains.
yeah. But even then, it still might pull you back in. You never know.
Growing pains.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah.
How about you, Moose? What you been up to, man?
Just chilling, just working,
Yeah.
cooling, keeping it chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised your tensions aren't high right now.
I went to the gym this morning. I was up like 4, so I was like, I'm going to the gym. So
Yeah.
I'm cooling.
Yeah.
I'm A-okay.
You know, because Big DT, he's about to get inaugurated. You know what I'm saying? So I thought your tensions. I thought you was about to be.
Not really.
How you feel about it
How do I feel about it?
on MLK Day?
I mean, listen, it's what the people wanted, so I can't really
Say nothing.
say nothing. Sometimes you just gotta let people realize this, like the stupidity of their own decisions.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Me?
yeah.
Oh nah.
You say you got to realize the stupidity of their own decisions.
Yeah, that's really it. Like I'm not like, of course I'm gonna say something because it's like I'm a Democrat, but it's just like at a certain point, like you can't. What happens is what happens. Like you got to deal with it. Like I can't say nothing about it. I can't do nothing about it. The only thing I could do at this point is just hope that people when they get to that point, hopefully people enlighten themselves about what's happening. But it's like I can't really expect that because it's like I'm not trying to. Well, I mean, we already here on the topic, but it's like most of the people that voted for Trump for the most part are all in the Midwest, and most of the Midwest are like the least educated, and they have the poorest states in the country.
Least educated. That's kind of crazy.
No,
Would you agree?
yes, most of the Midwest
Not wrong.
states. Most of the
Midwest is uneducated.
Yes, most of the
Kind of a stretch.
It's not. Most of the Midwest states are some of the poorest in the nation, and they're also the least educated.
Is that true, bro?
It's
Can you look that up?
It's 100% true.
I don't like I said, I don't know if it's true. Like Midwest is the poorest area.
Most of them, some of the poorest areas in the country.
I mean,
it's literally if you look at like a political map of like where most of like the Democrats and Republicans are, most of them are all on the East Coast. And if you notice, most of the people on the East Coast are also very educated because obviously school, money, just because of like the style of life and quality of life over there. The Midwest, most of those people are in the Midwest are they're a little bit less educated. They say so like the Appalachian region and like the Mississippi Delta region, which is like it's like almost like the Bible Belt region. So it's like some Midwest places and then
South?
also some South. Yeah,
so it's the South.
it's both.
Oh,
Yeah, it's saying like that region of like through the Appalachian and Mississippi Delta. So it's like a lot of southern states like Mississippi, Louisiana, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But then you have like stuff when you go up like a little higher to like West Virginia and things of that nature that are considered like.
West Virginia is considered like
Is the Midwest? What West Virginia considered Midwest or considered East Coast
West Virginia
or South? What would that be considered?
Isn't West Virginia like in Virginia?
No. West Virginia is an old state.
No, but like how far is it from Virginia?
Probably like about a couple hours.
That's just the South, bro.
And then it says urban, and it says like Detroit, Cleveland, so like Midwest and South. Yeah, Midwest. But the Delta, Mississippi Delta is the South.
Yeah.
That's Arkansas, Louisiana, that type of stuff. But
You can't really do nothing about it. You just gotta like. The reality is that unless people really take an investment into those places again, like they used to back in the early times of the country, like you're probably not gonna find the people to be more educated than they should, because it's like
You look at Detroit. Detroit was a powerhouse at a point, but after the automobile industry fell, it's like Detroit became what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's you like unless we make investments in the Midwest, it's probably going to stay the same for a little bit. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the Midwest though.
Yeah, Midwest, South, like that whole area. That's what I mean. It's like it's not every state.
I think it's just more so. If we want to take it out of just like region, I would say it's more so less populated areas throughout the country, if that makes sense. Like more of like you know how Mississippi's like super country and shit like that. Yeah. Not like metropolitan areas. I don't know the word I'm looking for.
I get what you're saying, like not major cities and shit.
Yeah,
like
that. Like are areas within the country that normally, correct me if I'm wrong, that vote Republican.
Yeah,
and more so the major cities that you would see will be more so lean towards the left because they're a little more diverse, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Unless you're in like a deep South or whatever it is, like
you get it right on the money.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Yeah, like I said, but it just depends on where you at. Because then you look at places like, well, actually, technically, yeah. No, you're right. I can agree with that. I can get jiggy with that.
Nah, for sure. Before we dive deep into that, what else y'all been up to though? Like, how's like y'all weekends been? How's life been starting into the new year and all that type of stuff?
Nothing, just chilling, just staying focused. To be honest with you.
Has it been easy? I mean, you've been gung ho on what you've been doing lately. I know we were talking earlier pre-pod about just like you doing your weekly classes and all that type of stuff. Like, how's that like transition been like incorporated with work and all that type of stuff? Cause I know how it is to juggle two different like occupations or things you're trying to do at once. So
it's not that bad anymore because it's like for me it's just more so about like. My issue is always trying to figure out what I don't know, and that's where the sticking point is. And then once I have like a basis of what I need to do, at that point it's just me becoming more competent in it. Like it's just like I need to learn how to not be stupid at what I'm doing, and then once I feel like I'm not stupid, I'm learning on perfecting it. And I'm at the point now where I'm starting to feel less stupid about what I'm doing.
What do you mean? You just don't have confidence?
Yeah, no, it's the beginning thing of like really actually diving deep into something. Like when you dive deep into something you first start, it's like you're not good at it. Like it's just you're naturally just not good at it. So it's like once you learn and then you apply what you know the basics. Then you step up, and then once you get to that point, then you get into the point where you're like perfecting the stuff that you're doing.
I wouldn't call it stupid though. I would say just you wanted to become second nature to what you're doing.
That's fair. That's a better way of saying it. Yeah.
I don't think it's stupid. Like you say, you know what you're doing. You know what I mean. You're trying to just become seasoned to the shit.
That's fair.
So that's fair. I feel that real shit. Now because I'm saying I agree with you, kind of with myself type shit. Just what we're doing with everything right now. Like we know what we're doing, but it's just like now, just kind of like. Making it repetitive, making it second nature, and just just doing it every day. You know what I'm saying?
It's really just getting reps in.
That's what I'm saying,
Gotta
bro.
Get the reps
2025, bro, because it's like we're at the point to where it's like I said before, we know everything that's going on. Now it's just execute.
Yeah.
You
have the plan, you got to execute it. Like no different than what you're doing. It's just more so like you have the plan, you have the idea. Now you got to. At the end of the day, it's up to you. And I'm speaking of like whatever scenario you're in, it's up to you at the end of the day to execute on what you set forth within that plan. Like if you're not doing what you're supposed to do at the end of the day, like if you already have it written out, it's like the only reason you're not to the point you want to be is because you're not doing what you're supposed to do at the end of the day.
But hesitation is a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if hesitation is another thing. Like you said, you're talking about temptation. Hesitation is part of life. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
And like if it's something where I guess you're hesitant or it seems too big, or you're not confident about it, it's like more times than not, you should try to do it.
Right.
Like if it's something like positive, you're trying to go for it. If it's something like that, then you should, you know what I'm saying? Try to at least shit. That's what's the worst that could happen?
You fail. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
I would say for myself, just because of things that I've experienced, like failure is definitely something that makes me a little bit hesitant, just because like a lot of things that happen, like how like niggas hit their rock bottom or whatever. It's like when you have expectations for yourself and it's like you hit the rock bottom and trying to reach that expectations, it's put you in a place where it's like, do I really think that I'm about to go through this again? That's where like a lot of the stuff that like I personally have dealt with like mental health and stuff like that happened, because it's just like, damn, like niggas is not trying to be like that again.
No, trust me.
I feel you.
I've been there.
Shit is like, I've been there. It's ass.
Trust me.
That builds character, though.
It definitely does. It definitely builds character.
It definitely does build character, though.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at now. Just with everything, because even just let me not say even with stupid stuff that like I have talked about in the pod, with like me just having issues with things or people, or whatever. It's like it all falls back into that whole same timeline. So it's like now like where I'm at and how I think about things and like how I want to approach things going forward is just like, yeah, you just got to do it. You feel me? Because it's just nobody's gonna stop you but you, and you are gonna be the person that makes your own decisions and feel how you feel. Like, you know.
Yeah, and I also think that like the hesitation comes from just like we all have a sense of, I say self, where we believe that like everybody's paying attention to what we're doing. And like the failure, if we do fail, the failure is going to be bigger than what it really is going to be at the end of the day. Like, so like say you're in the class, so what do you got an F, bro? You can look back on what you got, and all right, here's what I did wrong, X, Y, Z, and attack it again. You feel me? At the end of the day, or if you hit rock bottom, you know what I'm saying? If you hit rock bottom when it comes to not achieving what you want to do and being at your lowest point, it's like, yeah, that shit's gonna hurt, bro. It's gonna hurt at the end of the day. But then when you sit back and reflect, it's like, it's not that bad. It's like, I tried this shit. I see what I did wrong or where I went wrong. If I want to approach it again, this is how I know. This is how I need to handle this situation, maybe, or this situation. And like, it may even be like a big thing that caused you to fail. That could be a minor thing that you maybe overlooked. And it's like, if I would have did this would have happened and put me on a whole different trajectory. You know what I'm saying? So, but it can be a scary thing, especially when you're doing something new.
Yeah, nah, definitely. Yeah, nah, that's what I'm at. That's what I'm at. Now, I think it's also just like, even with your own, I just think it's also with like people's experiences too. Like, I don't even gotta be like with things like we do per se. Just I think it's with things in general. Like, say for example, it's like, I'm just using this as an example. Like, you actually no, because it was on my mind this morning. Because I was like let's say you get into your first fight, and it's like you don't know how to fight, but it's like after a while, if you take an L, you take an L, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's like then when you in certain situations where it's like, do I really want to, like? Because I'm trying to word this properly. This is a side story that asks what I'm saying. I remember Coach Custis said something funny, right? It was super funny. So he was like, yo, you never want to fight somebody that had lost their first fight after.
They don't get that leg back.
Yeah.
Because it's like the next fight that they have, they're gonna make an example out of you. You get what I'm saying?
So
it's like it's the same thing with like life, where it's like most people, when you fail and when you go through stuff, it's like that next time you want to make an example that's not you.
Yeah,
you know
you're never gonna be in that spot again. Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like even now where it's like things of like I've taken L's on. I'm not talking about fighting at this point. In general. Yeah. I am, but I'm not talking about me losing the fight. I'm taking L's. But it's like me sitting here having a conversation like, yo, if I decide to act out the way that I know Toby could act out in this situation, it's like, what do I gain from this? Because if I make an example out of somebody, then it's like, okay, how does everybody look? How does everybody do this? It's like you start to think better when it's like, all right, do I want to act like this right now because niggas is going to look crazy. But yeah, anyways, I'm ranting. But
no, I feel you. Yeah. I feel you on that. I empathize with that 100%. Because like I said, I think we all been through that 100%. But the Custis line about like don't fight somebody, that's facts. It's no different like in sports. They always say like football, especially like if you about to play a team, like say it's like a big time team, they just got upset, bro. You play most times they're not, they're gonna blow that team out the next day. You know what I'm saying? But you're not wrong. But I hope you continue to progress in what you got going on. You're gonna achieve what you gotta achieve, you know what I'm saying? Nah, but let's jump into the Monday Rundown News. We got a big slate of stuff. We're gonna start off with the Trump stuff since we already kind of touched on it a little bit. So today, Donald Trump's getting inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States. Yeah. On MLK Day, which is a coincidence. A lot of people have a lot to say about that. Was also announced that the inauguration will be indoors. This is the first time for it to be indoors since I think Reagan got inaugurated the second time.
Damn, why?
Because it's so cold outside. It says too cold to have it. I think the weather in DC it's supposed to be like 20 degrees.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't think that's the real reason why. I think they're just saying no one's showing up.
Nah. I don't think anybody should. Let me not say nobody's showing up in a sense of like you're gonna have like 300 people, but it's like
300 people. That's all.
I'm hyperbole, but I'm saying I don't think the amount of people that we think are showing up is gonna look the same as this first one.
I disagree.
We acting like this nigga don't got fans, bro.
This is different than the first time he got inaugurated.
From what I saw online, a lot of people were already saying that you can still see a lot of his. You could still get hotels like the weekend of the inauguration. And normally when a president's getting inaugurated, you don't see anything. And if you can still get hotels, still being near the inauguration, that kind of tells you it's one or two options. Is either they can't afford to get there, or they probably not trying to do that, or they probably doing something else. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Do you think it was more? Do you don't think it was a safety precaution?
Hell yes.
For the hotels?
No, for the inauguration.
Yes, bro. It's probably
Because you got two assassinate
place-
attempts. That's what that was my
just gonna
first
be a
thought.
limited thing.
I didn't think it was gonna be not because people showed. I thought it was more so like, all right.
It plays a factor. I'm not going to say
a huge factor.
I'm not
What
saying
are
that
you
that's not the
saying?
whole, I'm not saying that's not the
the
sole
main
prime.
thing.
I'm not saying it's not the sole prime reason, but it plays a factor.
It's the sole reason, bro.
Bro,
They saying it's the cold, nigga. No, I mean it
not
could
the
be the
cold.
cold.
I don't
but,
think it's the cold because they've been
he got
cold
shot at
inauguration.
How many times, bro? Twice.
Yeah, they almost not split his wig.
Bro, they really trying to change some shit, bro.
they who?
Like the whole administration of the Trump administration. Like you could tell, like they're trying to. Again, I'm
Ruin
not
this
a
country? Yeah.
Why you say ruin this country?
Yeah, elaborate. What do you mean ruin the country? Elaborate.
They're ruin. Well, let me not say. Well, actually, I think they're trying to ruin the
I
country.
mean, if anything, they're trying to bring more shit back to America.
I mean, yeah, and the problem is that the problem is that I'll stand on it. They're trying to ruin the country. The problem is that we're saying that because we're thinking that we can run America strictly like a business, and
You're supposed to.
You
bro.
can't,
The
bro.
fuck?
You can't.
Yeah, you do.
You can't.
Why can't you?
One, because running the country strictly just like a business doesn't really help the country in general, because there's just things that work politically and there's things that may not work from a business standpoint. I'm using this for example. When you look at the what's Department of Government Efficiency, you don't get to do I'm forcing everybody to do a mandate, and the people that don't want to do a mandate are not going to get a job. Most of those people are going to go back into Washington, D.C., and they're going to go and try to go into the office. You can't fit into the office. Now, the funny thing is you're going to end up spending, I'm using this as an example, you're spending more money to go and fit all these people in when you could have just said, we should just let them stay at home and work. And that's the same issue that a lot of other companies are having. Amazon had that problem, Google, Meta, everybody has those problems.
Wait.
And
No, I'm just trying to get clarity. You're saying like if people don't go into work, they're going to get mandated to what?
So I'm saying, what Elon Musk is trying to do the same thing that all the big tech companies are doing, where they were saying we're forcing all our hybrid and work from home employees to be forced back into the office. And the idea is supposed to be for them to just quit. But most of them didn't quit. They all just said, okay, I need my job, so I'm just going to go get into the office.
Right.
They didn't have enough building to fit all their employees. So now they were like, oh shit, we can't house all these people, so you're still going to have to work from home. So what I'm saying is that in doing that, you're now wasting more money, and you now wasted more man hours on those people trying to get them to fit, when you could have just said this and found an actual proper way to do infrastructure. And I'm saying equating that to how you want to run the country. You don't get to wake up one day and say, well, all the government workers have to come into the office. The government, like, to be honest with you, most government agencies in DC or wherever you're at don't have that much space for you to do that.
I think that's the least of our worries.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm using it.
What the hell?
Like, I was listening. I was trying to digest what you were saying.
But I'm saying that. But I'm using it as an example, as you're trying to run the business like you're trying to run the country like a business.
I get
I'm
that.
Saying what I'm trying to say is that I guess I'll say it like this. I'm using that example to say we're going to run the country like a business,
as we should, bro.
As we shouldn't. And I think the reason why I'm saying that is we put so much respect and revere on a lot of these big CEOs who run tech companies and who run businesses in general.
Yeah.
When I think in a lot of times there are some of those people that struck gold, and because they struck that gold in some cases, they really just rode that horse and they really found ways to expand on that. I don't think in every single case, every single CEO really deserves you're just some genius. I don't think
every
so.
CEO is not some genius. We know, if somebody, you could be a genius or you could just got put there to be a CEO. So, I mean, I'm still kind of confused with what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm confused on your point too. When it comes like why you don't think like I'm not saying you're right or wrong when it comes to like if you should be running the business country like a business or not, but like I don't get your point that you're trying to make when it comes to you can't just like I'm trying to I'm gonna let you land, but I don't understand.
I guess what I'm trying to say that my problem with it is that I don't think you should run the country like a regular company, because I don't think that looking at the people who Trump has put in office, one, they're unfit. They're unfit to be in office, right?
Like whom?
The Viviswamy guy, Elon, the guy who's in charge of the military now.
RFK.
Those people, the RFK, all those people are not. I don't think they're fit. But I'm using that to say, right? I'm using that to say, like, when you run the country, when you try to run a country like a business, I've never trusted the CEOs enough to, one, put themselves in a position where they're actually logically making these decisions to make themselves more money. And I also don't trust them to put the lives of the American people at the forefront.
So let me ask you this, bro. My bad.
That's why I don't think that.
So how should the country be ran?
You should run it as if it is a country or an organization that has political ties to a bunch of different countries, in which when you decide to just strike something down, you affect the rest of the world. Like, you don't get to wake up at, like, I'm using this as an example to say, we don't get to, like, if you want to run as a country, you don't get to say, I'm going to wake up one day and then say, I'm going to force everybody to come back to, I'm using this as an example. I get to come back to work. You have to come back to work. If not, I'm going to outsource all you people, all your jobs to India or China. And then that's just okay because it's saving us money. Like, sometimes the money aspect, while I do agree we do need to figure out ways to do it, you don't get to just do shit like that.
Let me get my input. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but like, even with like right now, I don't even think they're trying to outsource to like India. I think they're trying to, like I said before, they're trying to bring everything back in America, but create more jobs in America.
So let me go against your point real quick, because like when you're, I think there's some aspects of having people that run businesses to be in the government. I think there should be people that understand like if your goal is to create a better economy, to bring more business, to bring more money, you should have people that do that at a high level in positions to allow it to happen. I'm not saying they should control the entire government.
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
But you should have certain people in certain positions that know that have excelled at a certain rate in those positions. Like, for example, and I'm just using it right now, like how they're just trying to, make everything that we do is like more Americanized, not outsourced to different countries. So we can create more jobs for people X, Y, and Z in the country. If you are trying to figure out a way to create more jobs or expand on something that you're already, if you are doing well or not doing it well, wouldn't you want to put somebody that has done it well at a high clip in a position to tell you, like, yo, you should do this, this, and this when it comes to expanding on a business level to generate more money or X, Y, and Z. Like, that's just my thought process when it comes to that aspect. Yes, on a world level, when you go to like politics and creating policy and doing things of that nature, you should put people that have a history of doing that and understanding that in that position. I think that's no different than being a CEO in the sense, if you're running, if say you are running a country, your job as a CEO or a COO or whatever it is to put the talent in the position so you can excel at a high clip. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's how I would like equate it to a business. Not so much, oh, you're telling people to come in to work or that type of thing. And if you don't do what I'm saying, you get out. I think more so in the aspect, and I think what Roger was trying to say, it was like, if you're running the country correct me if I'm wrong, run the country as a business, like you should look at it that way in the sense of like, I'm the CEO, I need to find the best talent in each department so that department operates at the efficiency that it needs to operate, whether that be finding the best politicians to oversee the bills that we're writing to, whether it be foreign policy or domestic policy or whatever it is. I think that's the way I'm looking at it when it talks to business, as opposed to like
100%.
I think to respond to that, I think that's what I'm trying to say is like, most CEOs, in my opinion, don't even do what you're saying well enough for me to now say Trump should now say Elon is in charge of trying to make our government more efficient. Having all these people, Jeff Bezos, the Zuckerbergs, in charge and being in bed with the politicians. I don't think they do, because my thing is
they're politicians too.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that point in terms of like, oh, we're just picking these people because whatever they are. But
yeah, but I'm saying it from a standpoint, because it's like I guess I look at it as like, let's look at some of the major issues that the countries have had, right, and how they've been caused. If we look at, say, for example, if we look at the economy, right, like the financial crisis of 2008.
Yeah.
Most of the reason why we had that issue is because of the fact that, like, what's his name? The CEOs of most of these real estate companies were like, yo, we're going to sit here and try to sell you some bad mortgages to the point where people can't pay them. And then when you look at the banking crisis, you build out banks because they were giving out these loans. Now it's like you look at what these CEOs are doing in general. It's like they're making decisions that make them money. Like the idea of it is, what I'm saying is, you're trying to make people. But what I'm saying is, CEO if you're going to essentially say all the richest people in the world
who have been known to only put themselves and their companies first to now say, all right, you're in charge of the company, you're in charge of the country, and you're doing this. What makes you think that they wouldn't apply that same policy to them? That's what I'm saying. It's
I get that, but it's like,
but that's why anybody. That's why I think that you have to be intentional with who you're putting where. Like that's why I said, like I understand what you're saying. I understand what he's saying. Then I understand like your perspective of like, oh, just because they're in this position doesn't mean they need to oversee this or oversee that. I agree. That's why you need to be intentional with who you're putting where. If you're the president or whoever's making the decisions to place people certain places. Like I think there's benefits of having people that are successful at certain things and also having people that are in politics in positions as well. I think there can be a happy medium to making things go the way I guess ideally we want a country to be. No,
you're not wrong. It's just I guess to try to expand my point, it's like it's two things, right? Like let's relate it to music. 'Cause I think it's easier to relate it to music, right? Okay. It's like the white people coming in who are in charge of urban music that never had any black friends, that didn't grow up in the hood or had that stereotypical mindset, right? Right. Most of the time when people do things, especially in business or whatever, it's reactive. It's like they see oh shoot, we can make money off of this, let's take it. Like you're not really thinking about it from a standpoint where it's like, okay, why is this happening? How do you replicate this where it's actually authentic and it's like, okay, this makes sense? What happens is that a lot of times when people do things or like when you're these big CEOs, you hit gold on something because you tried something enough, and obviously the law of averages gets you to hit something. Yeah. You react in the sense of, oh, I hit gold, I have to stay here. You have to make as much money as possible, bring people in, et cetera, right? And what I'm saying is that there is a happy medium with bringing in people that know what they're doing. But what I'm saying is that rarely ever has a CEO, in my own opinion, my own observation, have actually brought in people who can actually relate to the people that you're trying to market to. Most of the CEOs hire people in their own circle or around their own circle that can help them stay with the vision that they had that would not relate to people that are going to consume whatever they're trying to sell. So I would say to the government point, you're bringing in people, again, it's the same thing with politics in general, right? You're bringing in people that don't really relate to the American people who need shit.
Like right now?
100%. 100%.
Oh, bro. Like even when we talk about like stuff like what's going on, like the different like chemicals in food and stuff, like people relate to that shit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
I'm just saying, like it could be the littlest things, bro. Like people relate to that shit. Like them just banning like that red dye shit. People relate to that shit. Nobody wants to get like, like the chemicals, eat wrong food and whatever. So I'm saying, like, I'm not saying it's RFK, but whoever did that ban, bro, like the American people, believe it or not, more and more people are starting to get up to date to like what's in our foods, what's in our different like produce and stuff like that. So like I think we can relate to some of the shit what's going on right now.
What I'm saying is that also peep game like this, right? You're not wrong about their canceling chemicals, but my response to that would be, let's also look at like the listeria outbreak that they had in like the produce food that they had in like the meats. Yeah, that happened because Trump said we're going to remove restrictions off the food produce. And what leads to that is now because you don't have to have those restrictions, or you have to get, what's the word I'm looking for? Not registered, but certified, whatever, filtered, whatever, right? You know what I'm talking about. You don't have to, there's one less gate you have to bypass in order for you to put food on the market to make money. What I'm saying is when you're a CEO and you want to save money, you don't give a damn if that food has listeria in it or not. And what happens is that now these people die. And it's like now, instead of you saying, yo, let me get some people that eat this shit to see what this looks like, they're just gonna be like, well, if it's fucked up, it's fucked up.
That's what I'm saying.
And what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that happened when Trump was in office because Trump don't relate to that. Trump wants to put rich people in office.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he put RFK in a position like that. Because if you actually watch the podcast with RFK talking about the whole food industry, he's trying to change that whole shit right now to make it so it's like better for us and not getting chemicals in our food, bro.
And so I watched because I'm gonna go off your point about what was the disease?
I think it was like listeria or one of them joints.
That I believe that did happen when Trump was in office, and we can fact check it later. But because I was watching his interview with Joe Rogan, I wanted to hear what I had to say, and this is to help support Rocket's claim when it comes to like him putting people in position, because Rogan had asked him He said, "Are you gonna have a hand in like doing what's the departments of the health and health?
FDA.
Yes. Are you gonna have a hand in that?" He's like, "Nah, I don't. I'm gonna just let him do his thing because I really don't." He's kind of saying, "I don't really know much about this. So I'm gonna let him do what he needs to do to take care of that." So like that's what I was going to my point of like saying like a good CEO or a quality business person will know their weaknesses and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna put this person in position because they know what they're talking about as opposed to me." I mean, what do you think about that?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong in what you're saying, and I can agree with that. But where my issue comes in is that I like for my opinion, I think with RFK, I think he might have been the dude that doesn't believe in vaccines. I could be wrong on that. Like you can fact check that.
I'm not vaccinated, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about just COVID vaccines. I'm talking about vaccines, period. And what I'm saying is that to an extent, like that's dangerous. It's dangerous for people.
How so?
Wait. What's dangerous about if you don't believe in it though? Like
because
what's
dangerous
about that?
Because getting the vaccine could be counteractive, bro.
But what I'm saying, what's dangerous about you not believing in something and me just basing this off of how I feel about what the Trump administration is going to do and how they move.
For sure,
I just feel like I don't believe in this, so the answer is no. And for me, how I look at that is like I've been in a situation where that has happened with people that I've worked with. Like I don't believe in it, so it's no. And what I'm saying is that what happens with that is, when you go and you actually have to talk to people who need this stuff, it becomes a different situation where it's like, well, you can do. I'm just using this as an example. Instead of you doing the COVID vaccine, you can go and take the anti-malaria vaccine, or you could take the shit to inject into your body, or the horse malaria shit. And what I'm saying about that is that I'm relating this to the Trump administration. Everything that I'm saying is that what you're putting people in office that are very similar to him and how they move. And my problem with that is because of the fact of I personally believe in this, not this is what's good for the people, because I believe in this. I don't want this. And sometimes the I don't want this because of my own beliefs doesn't work for everybody.
I'll give you that. I won't disagree with that point of like saying like you have to see what's good for the masses as opposed to like just because you specifically don't believe in it, it may not. But like in the same aspect, like when you put a person in position, and you guys can jump into this if you think I'm wrong, like isn't that the whole point of putting someone that's like educated and know what they're talking about to make that decision? It's like it's no different than like if you're gonna get an opinion on like a surgery or something like that, like, and it's doctor's like, yo, I don't think you should do this because X, Y, and Z. But you go to somebody else and like you should do this. My
response to that would be in a very generic point, you are 100% correct. You are right. Like, get somebody that you trust, that you know does this stuff. To specifically talk to the Trump administration, what I would say with that is for example of I forgot the lady name, but there was a lady he elected into office, and she was a Russian spy, and you're putting her in charge of I think it was the Department of Intelligence or one of those things, and I'm like, why would you now put somebody who has access to all this information about America, who was a former Russian spy? You go to like, and my problem with that is you're doing that. You're putting in people where it's like, okay, you want to put in a guy who how he has different thoughts about the military and things of that nature. It's like you're putting all these people into office that directly contradict the idea of what you're saying. So for me, it's like, you're right. I'm using specifically talking to the Trump administration. My own personal opinion about it is that every single person that he chose is 100% contradictory to the idea of getting people that know what they're talking about to help the masses, not Trump and his buddies, the masses.
So you think they're only worried about self and not the masses?
Yes,
that's not the point you're trying to make.
Bro, that's
yes.
If you're saying that's both sides, then
explain.
That's Democrat and Republicans, bro.
Doing things in their best interest?
Yeah, bro. Like, it's not like everybody's doing shit for their best interest, bro. Like, are they? If we really want to have that conversation, are they really looking out for the masses, bro? No, because it's keeping its controlled population.
I mean, yeah, because you saw Mark Zuckerberg started walking back a bunch of his points now that like now the stuff that's going on,
everybody's trying to push
censorship and all that type of stuff.
What I'm also saying, but that's also part of my point about what I said before about the people and the oligarchs and everything like that, because it's like he's going to do that because he's a grifter and he wants to make money.
That's kind of like,
and what I'm saying is like, so I'll put it like this: you're not wrong.
right?
Yeah, no, because it's like, because I'm saying like, if we're saying, oh, they're doing it for the best interest, just like when like the Biden administration said, oh, we're gonna do the forgivable loans, and they stopped that shit. Like, is that for our best interest? No,
but that's not his fault though. That wasn't his fault.
Now it's not his fault. Why?
Because what happened was that he made the decision. He said, I'm making the Saves Act. I have a plan. What happened was that when he went to go file that court case, Republicans said, no, we're not doing that. And so what happens is,
it's the fact that you're promising something
to the
American people.
You're right.
That's contradicting.
The promise, you're not wrong on the promise. What I'm saying is that it's like saying, yo, how do I say this? I don't want to say nothing that's crazy. It's like you saying, yo, Mom, I'll come from my house to come cut the lawn tomorrow, right? I'll promise.
Yeah.
You driving, your car engine break down.
Still promise. Figure out how to get there, bro. You put a promise.
Okay, that's fine. If you use that example, perfectly fine. I can accept that. I
call my brother, come pick me up, drop me off at mom's crib. You can figure a way to get to the house to do that.
That's fine.
So
I can give you that.
So do y'all think that things are going to drastically change this in year one, or you think we're not going to see like a drastic change in like
what
stuff?
Aspect?
Just in the way that you're saying, we have the Tik Tok ban that's what happened. Like there's other stuff that maybe that may not seem like a big thing, but it like may shift here or there.
Yes,
year one's gonna be crazy, bro.
He has over.
Yeah, I'm just asking, what do y'all think's gonna be?
There's 100 executive orders he said that he's about to plan on doing. So
we're going back to war.
That too. I've been saying this. I don't like how this country's going to look in the next couple of years. And
it's about to get tricky.
Tricky is an understatement. It's about to look ugly. Like it's about to be bad. Like, and it's just everybody's gonna be like, well, we're this, that, and the third. And it's like we're in a place now where the tech companies are about to move in a way that's about to be crazy for us now, and it's just then we have to think about the fact that we may be going to war. Russia's playing us dirty right now. We're in war. Yeah, we're funding a war. We're funding a war.
No, we're in war.
We're funding a war.
Nigga,
we're funding a war.
Okay, we can think.
Continue.
Like we're in a space now. We're in this weird.
So you're telling me boots are not on the ground right now?
Continue. That's it. Huh? I said let him land on his point that he's going.
Yeah, I'm just saying like we're in a space now where this country is going to look really weird because it's going to be the richer are just going to get richer. The people who need jobs are only going to be able to get the jobs that are not really the best for living, and the other stuff that we actually need as people are not going to be able to get done. And it's just our data is going to be what it is now. I have a lot of theories on it, but to say this election term, just be careful because it's not looking good at all.
So you're saying boots are on the ground? You say we're already in it?
Yeah, bro.
I'm not saying. I mean, if you want to maybe look at that, we probably have had some conflict. I don't disagree, but to say we're in full out war, we're not in full out war.
Okay.
We're funding possibly some foreign conflict.
So our boots are not overseas right now.
Our boots are always overseas.
So we're not in a war right now.
That doesn't make you in a war.
We're not allies with people, protecting people.
We're not saying that you're not, but there's a difference between saying the United States is saying now because we have some troops deployed places.
Hold on. Hear me out though. If you're
Mm-hmm.
saying like you agree that we have boots on ground, we're not actively in war, and we're funding the war, a war. So we're not
different
involved
wars. Different. I'm not saying that we're directly saying that you're funding. It's like, yo, Biden put money to Ukraine.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that boots are in Ukraine right now fighting with Russia. What I'm saying is that they may have a camp or a base at Ukraine. They may have missions, but that doesn't mean the United States is saying we sent 50,000 troops into Ukraine to fight Russia. That's not what we're doing.
He said we're not physically declare war. Like there's people on bases and stuff like that. Doesn't mean we're like actively fighting a war.
Yeah,
right
there's
now.
difference between you're at a base.
Not in a public standpoint.
Yeah, because there's a difference between you saying that, yo, you're in Uzbekistan to do a mission that may be covert that we don't know about.
That could
but it's not but it's not an open declaration of war.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying like no, you're saying on a public scale we're not at war, but like fuck the public scale. We
but if we say fuck the public scale, then it's like then you're still not at war because at that point it's just because you're not.
We got soldiers over there probably dying and fighting.
There's soldiers all over. We have bases all over the world.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that just because you have bases all over the world and just because you have some military conflict does not mean war.
So what's the act of war then?
Active war means you are actively sending troops, you are actively training troops, you are actively preparing to set up base to attack. So
we just agreed saying we have active troops overseas bases and stuff like that, doing missions, doing all these capabilities right now, and on top of that, we're funding shit.
we're funding different places. But that doesn't mean that we're necessarily in war.
Funding shit that's creating different battles, wars, whatever you want to call it. Wouldn't we agree to that?
No, because not everything is funding a war. There could be. I don't want to. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It says definition of war is a state of period of armed, hostile conflict between states, nations, and groups.
Oh yeah, we had war.
No, we're not.
I get what both of you are saying. He's saying he said yes, there's missions going on, stuff like that. True. And he's saying, but until like you're saying, the public standpoint in terms of like an actual like we're declaring war on somebody, we're at war with a different nation. We're not at war with a different nation. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, like it's like you can be in Uzbekistan saying, "Yo, there's a political conflict, and because we're united with them, we're there to maintain the conflict. We have to maintain the crowd. We have to do this." That doesn't necessarily mean that we're declaring war on Uzbekistan or whatever political organization is
involved in it. No,
that doesn't make it war. That's what I'm saying.
I get you, but I don't know. To your point,
so how do y'all feel about Snoop performing at the inauguration?
Snoop's global, bro. Come on now.
People are giving him backlash on social
Why?
media because he was calling out people for performing at Trump's inauguration in 2020. He was talking crazy to people like, yo, if you perform at this and this, you're this, and now he's going back on his word, contradicting himself. So people are giving backlash. What do you think about that,
nigga?
I mean,
that money talk, bro.
But but it's just, again, you could say the money talk, but it's also you're trying to do political things to get people freed and stuff like that, and that's not guaranteed. Like
nothing's guaranteed, though.
But that's what I'm saying is just like we're trying to free, like, not for nothing, to be very funny. Like,
Nelly too.
Yeah, Nelly too. And I seen that little clip, and I think it was Wiley David, whatever. That nigga looked just as concerned as I was when I was watching the clip. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Nelly was just talking. Nelly he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't try to explain.
He shouldn't have embarrassing Ashanti like that.
Huh?
Did we see Nelly?
No, Neo.
Embarrassing Ashanti like that. But anyways, it's like yo, like, not for nothing, to be very, very honest, they doing a lot of chucking and jiving to free niggas that probably should be serving the rest of their terms.
Think so?
Damn.
Yeah. You don't think that Snoop is doing this stuff not to see if he can get Suge free to try to reduce his case?
He doesn't want Suge free. You think why?
Why wouldn't he?
Why would he?
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, why would he though?
Why wouldn't he?
Nigga, what you mean? Why wouldn't he?
Doesn't Snoop own Death Row now?
Yeah, but why would he need Suge?
He doesn't.
Everybody would want Suge.
No, they won't.
Yes, they would.
Why?
I mean, unless you got ED for him.
It's a new era. Nobody needs Suge.
You say that, but the old heads do.
Who? What old heads?
Just the same way that they do in a free. What's his name?
Yeah, but I'm saying what
free
do you,
Meech, whatever.
Yeah, but what do you need? I'm saying what does Snoop need Suge for? Though?
It's not a need. It's just I just want it because that could be my man's. Like it's the thing. It's the same.
Friends.
Maybe not, bro. But what I'm saying is that
they could be friends. I'm not gonna say I really don't know.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You don't know.
It seems like they don't seem like they're on the same page.
Yeah, it may seem like that, but again, like everything meets the eye, bro. Not everything meets the eye, and I'm just saying, like we're doing a whole lot of shucking and jiving to try to free niggas or to free certain people that should be serving their terms.
I get it.
I mean, do you think they should be getting backlash though?
Yeah.
Like just because of the way it looks, or what? They shouldn't. Like, what's wrong with it though? What's wrong with them performing at the inauguration?
One, because of how it looks. Two, because not for nothing, some of the things that Trump has said, it also directly contradicts the type of person. Well, he said shit. And it's like you're also condoning him in some of the shit that he said and done to people and black people when you're okay with doing
it's
that.
It's like a cosign.
Yeah, it's like you don't like if you even go back all the way back to the Central Park 5, like bro, like you say, yo, they're this, that, and the third, they deserve to be in jail, and you co-signing this nigga by saying that. You don't call that nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Even when he was around the niggas before he got into politics, y'all still condone that nigga. And it's like for me, it's just like as consumers, it looks crazy because it's again. We put dollars into y'all and we help y'all make money and we help y'all put yourselves in these status. And then now at the end of the day, it's like you go and do that. You know what I mean? Especially when you see what's going on. Like it's weird.
All right. I mean, I don't think too many people are gonna care about it after the inauguration happens. I think it's gonna come and go when it comes to the performing. People probably like remember it, but I don't think it's gonna like affect Snoop brand globally or nothing like that on a large scale.
True.
I mean, I don't think so neither, but I'm just saying as if you are
I get what for sure.
Culture.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying from that perspective, but yeah. Let me ask you, let's jump into some more Monday Night News. Let's jump into the Drake and UMG stuff. I want to talk about the lawsuit. I want to talk about how it looks now, and if you guys still have the same perspectives we did when we talked about it initially before it was a lawsuit. It was just kind of like speculation that he may sue them, that type of stuff.
Ben said it.
What'd you been say? What'd you been say?
It's corny.
Do you agree? Do you think he's corny for what he's doing?
Nah, bro. I don't think it's corny. I mean,
So you don't actually explain. I'll let you know.
no, ask a question.
You don't think it's corny at all. There's no level of corny in what he's doing.
I mean, they all need each other. So, I mean, for him putting in a lawsuit, trying to maybe get some extra money for whatever reason he's trying to do it, I don't think it's corny. Hell nah. They need Drake.
I think
They need him.
I think based on like
nigga.
I think based on like some lyrics and stuff like that, and he was thinking how he was walking around like he was a don. I think like he's realized he still looked little bro. He's not as big as he thought he was.
Ow.
What you mean?
Little boy to whom?
To UMG?
You think?
Yeah,
This streaming era came because of this nigga. What you mean? Not
bro.
little
I think
bro? What
he
the
is.
fuck?
I think he is little bro to UMG.
Nah, they all need each other, bro.
But what I'm saying is,
They
bro,
all need-
like
they all needed each other. Yeah.
and that goes to what I put on this. I said I heard this when I was listening to the JVP earlier. And he mentioned being a system baby, and we talk about like quarterbacks and things of that nature
Okay.
when it comes to like artists
You
and
know
stuff like
he's a
that.
system baby.
Yeah, so like, where's your leverage?
What you mean?
You haven't done anything
did-
out.
he-
You haven't done anything outside of a system
What you mean? In what aspect?
in his whole entire career.
Like I'm saying, in what aspect? Like
In terms of like, you haven't done things on your own. You've done everything within the system that you've been under the entire time.
like
Yeah,
okay.
like what success has he shown outside of the system that he's been in? So look, what leverage do you have when it comes to UMG?
Right,
It's
right.
like if you're going like, yo, I'm big dog, it's like, bro, you're this because we incorporated this system for you to elevate to this point.
because he was the guy.
No.
They incorporated because he was
No,
him
he
and the
wasn't.
weekend
You're
were
not
the
hearing
guy.
what I'm saying? Like this,
Yeah.
but within their system, like you haven't shown anything
He
outside of it.
created him and the weekend created that system.
Bro.
What do you mean?
Hold on.
Like you
Let
talking
me,
about the streaming system?
let's equate it.
No, I'm talking about the system in general that encompasses being a mega star in general. UMG created that system for them, no?
No, I mean UMG definitely created the distribution side of it, yeah.
But that's what I'm,
But the character,
I'm not even talking. I'm talking about, but that's a piece. That's a small piece of it.
what being the character?
The character, the music
That's
is
a
the
big
music.
piece.
The music is the big
It's
piece.
the- it's
The
the
music is
music,
the
the character in the music is a huge piece.
It's like-
But
bro.
I'm saying the music
You
is the
can
biggest
have
piece.
the
but
music,
the
but not
distribution
be-
and marketing is bigger. Though.
Mills, wait.
There-
The perfect equivalent. Do you think Brock Purdy should be paid?
right now
Yeah. $60 million.
from his previous work.
Just
yeah.
yes or no? You think he should be paid $60
from
million?
from his previous work. Yeah, he was balling, bro.
Even when he doesn't have people around, he has a losing record.
This year and how many years? Has he
Every
lose
every single time that he has not had the people.
Wait,
that
how
he's
many
normally
years has he had a losing record though?
It's not. I'm talking about losing record when he doesn't have what's his name, Debo Samuel, Christian
Is
McCaffrey.
this his first losing season?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
So what are we saying?
What I'm saying is he has a losing record when Debo Samuel's not in there. Christian McCaffrey, he don't play well.
That's your point, land on your point.
It's his team effort.
No,
It's a team effort, bro.
but that's my thing though. What I'm saying is that if you think that you're the guy, because the quote was, "Yo, I think that I want to be Tom Brady." They let him be Tom Brady, and he shitted himself.
you think he shitted himself, or the people like the
He
components
did.
around him?
And my equivalent to that, and what I'm saying to my point is that it's
You
the
think
same.
so?
It's the same thing with Drake. When Drake was in UMG, and when they were like, "Oh, we love Drake," when they were trying to expand and try to be this new tech company and try to lean into the streaming era, yeah, that's why Drake got 1 billion streams. That's why he did a milli first week.
he was the guy.
But what happened was
He was the
streaming.
guy.
But what happened was when streaming slowed down and niggas was not making money. Now all of a sudden it's like, what's Drake gonna do? And on top of that, it's like, yo, when UMG pulls back, now all of a sudden you can't make a top 10 record. Like, not for nothing, if we want to talk about it with the rest of the hip hop artists, Meek Mill dropped DC4 and he did 160K first week by himself on a mixtape. That's how they made him re-up.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is that Drake, you dropping stuff, you getting mixed reviews, and you not dropping no heaters, and then you expect
You
niggas
can't
to
say
just
that,
give you
no.
600 mil.
I think he's reserving his heaters too. That's a different. That's a different
To
thing.
an extent,
But
yeah. To an extent, yeah. I'm just saying in general, if you want to be the guy, you have to show niggas that you that guy without
But you
the
don't think
systems.
he's already shown that he is the
He
guy?
never
like,
has.
outside of music, has he?
Outside of music?
Like I'm saying, like have you like what I'm saying is like I'm saying the entity of Drake. Like you have the music and stuff. Like have you shown like without UMG, can you push your records to the magnitude that you need to push them on your own? Have you done that? That's what I'm saying when it comes to leverage when you're talking to them and all that type of stuff.
No, I get what you have, but has any of them done it?
Yes.
Yeah, Kanye literally does it on the regular. Kanye just did it.
Kanye just did it. He just made $3 million. He just made $3 million from his new Yeezy stuff.
Signed the fucking Republic UMG as far as the distribution
but
side.
Kanye has but Ye has leverage outside of just the music too, which is a big part. I'm saying he's shown he can move units he's shown he can move units in other places. Is what I'm getting at.
And what we're
from the sneakers, from the clothes, from the shoes.
I'm saying, as far as music side, isn't his distro still? I think either UMG or Republic.
But I don't think. Let me go back to the point where I'm trying to say when it comes to having leverage in these conversations, you have to be able you have to be able to show that you can move units without the entity that you're with.
But
Kanye has done that.
But you're still with the entity
with the music. But I'm saying he showed he has. But that shows you the leverage. That gives you the leverage.
Same with Drake though. No, with Nautica and all that shit, and Euphoria and all that shit.
No, all that stuff is not. All that stuff is not hitting.
So Euphoria didn't hit when it came out.
No,
it didn't.
No,
that's him.
That's cap.
No,
that's cap.
Would you compare? So
Euphoria wasn't a top show.
Euphoria was a top show, bro.
It's not. But my thing is, it could be.
I'm not riding with that. Euphoria is a top show.
I'm saying,
and I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying, like when it comes to the conversation about like the leverage and stuff.
When it comes to leverage,
I'm not saying they're not buying Nautica, bro.
But what I'm saying is,
but who's his partner in that?
It's Nike.
Yeah.
I'm saying, what has he done on his own?
Who was Ye's partner? Adidas, nigga.
But he's done it on his own without Adidas is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm not knocking that.
No, I'm saying like but that's the point I'm getting at when it comes to just like showing that you are really him.
I was saying outside of the music, we've seen Drake do stuff at a high clip outside of the music.
But doing stuff at a high clip and just having a deal with someone doesn't mean that it's good. Like the thing is, if you want to use the Kanye example again, it's like, yo, we watch Kanye go to Nike, drop how many sneakers? Like 3 sneakers?
No.
3 sneakers in total?
Yay.
And from then on, people are like, oh, let's actually take this nigga seriously. You know what I'm saying? Now, all of a sudden, it's Drake. Drake signs to Drake makes the joint with Nocta, and it's like, bro, you can't move your sneaks. You can't move the.
Oh, you don't think his stuff is not moving?
It's not moving.
Is it? Can
we
look
at
the numbers?
It's not moving.
Can we look up the numbers?
It's not moving.
Oh, is it? I mean,
Nocta is not as popular, and the point is of what we're saying is that, yo, when you, what I'm saying is, if you want a $600 million deal, you got to be able to be the guy. Like, I get it. Like, Drake wants to be like to progress the point. It's like, obviously Drake wants to be the first artist to make $1 billion strictly just from music, right? Like, you can tell, like, that's obvious,
right?
But what happens is that you don't get to say that I want the 600 mil, right?
Yeah.
Especially in an era now where, even though, you have started the streaming stuff, you haven't progressed the streaming. And not only have you not progressed the streaming era, you also...
Wait, we wouldn't say he progressed. He didn't progress the streaming era? How?
In terms of what people are saying now is because the streaming ceiling is kind of there and people are still trying to maximize how you can make money from streaming. What I'm saying is that if we've thrown that much money into you as UMG, you can't sit here and now tell me that, yo, we need to get another 600. I need to get another 600K just because of my previous work. We already are sitting here giving you that money because of the past work that you've done. I can't now say I'm going to give you 600. You know what I'm saying?
Like he already got your payment from
yeah. So now you want me to do that again?
I do get it. I do get it.
That's not.
See, in order for him to get that, he does have to drop another, like a classic, not a classic, but a project that's at a high clip. You know what I'm saying? I do get that. Does he deserve 600K?
No.
600 mil? You mean?
600 mil?
No, I don't think so.
I'll say like 5,
but
450.
He wants 6 to say that he got the Billy. And what I'm saying is,
I get it.
It's just one of those things where it's like we looking at it and you're using the harassment stuff with the Kendrick Lamar thing to try to leverage yourself to make more money. And that's what I'm saying.
Harassment charge is kind of corny.
If Drake,
I get his business.
He's not really at Kendrick.
I get the business.
He's not getting the bread.
No, but I get the.
But he's not going at Kendrick. He's technically going at the.
But when it comes to like when he's talking about the optics, that's kind of corny though.
Like,
if you want to get your,
two responses I have to that.
No, from the business aspect, you are not wrong at all. You aren't wrong. I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying
I want my money on, nigga. Like, what the fuck?
The 2 responses that I have on that is he's not getting the money. That's one. And
you don't think so?
And he's not proving that case.
If that was the case, why didn't he withdraw all of his like claims?
It was a petition for him to get the information.
Right.
Right.
And
clearly he got it from Spotify. And what I'm saying is that I think that to push that whole point, I have to give myself my flowers again.
How?
Because I technically was right in what I said.
About what?
about when they were talking, when I was talking about how Kendrick could have been a new artist at the label, and they were pushing and they probably did most of the stuff to push the numbers. So Not Like Us was that. When you go into the script of the lawsuit,
right?
Kendrick specifically, and they said specifically that Kendrick was a new artist in the deal, and they were sitting here doing X, Y, and Z. I said that.
You did say that.
Verbatim. And I said that now. When I thought about it, it said it in there. I'm like, I don't think that the Not Like Us issue is more the issue than it is about the fact that Drake was the label baby, like you said, and Kendrick now came in, and then now it became an issue because now, when you have Drake and Kendrick and you're talking about urban music, whether Drake likes it or not, when people look at urban music and just strictly rapping and hip hop, they look at Kendrick.
I don't know.
And as a result, when you
on an actual scale, like
when you talk about the culture, when you talk about the culture,
I think in today's stance, I don't think it's 50-50. I think today's stance, I think Drake is a global, like an artist that's like not just rap.
He's pop.
Yeah, he's saying he's saying when you look at urban music, you're looking at
strictly urban. Strictly
I think
urban.
It's 50-50, bro.
Nah. Because it's like, think about it.
No, I think it'll boost on that one.
Bro.
To shorten the point, because I feel like I'm
urban music.
Yeah.
Explain what urban music is to me then.
To white people, urban music would be like, to white people, urban music like the rap, the hip hop, the melodies, all that stuff.
I think you probably say Drake and Kendrick.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but to add to that,
You know what I'm saying?
but what I'm saying is think about that. If you have been at the one label for years, 20 years, whatever, right?
Yeah.
The other artist that people compare you to signs to your label, and you see them take out the diss. You see them saying that, yo, we'll love to sit here and throw all your music out. We'll treat you well. You being the label baby, and you see the other dude that they comparing you to, they giving him the same treatment.
Right. No, he's definitely going to feel away.
He felt away.
You know, when you're the main part, when we talking about priority,
before
you have another person that's literally can be either 1A or 1B. He could be 1A this day. He could be 1A this day.
Yeah, like,
I get what you're saying about that.
So it's like, for me, like, let's not even go down to this route.
And that's where your corny aspect comes from.
Yeah, it's corny and it's insecure because it's like, think about it. If this was, think about it, because if that was the case, because Kendrick left TDE, you now signed a PG Length as Interscope. When you really think about it, that's when a lot of the disses and stuff started coming out. Because now that's probably why I hit it. I cracked the code. I cracked it. It makes 100%. Now it makes sense. So this is exactly what happened. Kendrick got signed as a new artist to UMG, right? They probably gave him the special treatment of, we'll push your songs X, Y, and Z, right? So now, as a result, what ends up happening is Drake probably wanted to send out the olive branch. Yo, bro, let's get on the track together, X, Y, and Z.
Nah.
Kendrick is not that business type of, like, I don't F with you. That's where they were talking about the text message. Are we still friends?
But also, why would it benefit the label to have the olive branch either?
It wouldn't.
It would benefit. Why would it not?
It wouldn't.
Because you're gonna make more with the beef. You're gonna make way more money.
You are.
You're gonna make way more bread.
True.
They are making money off the beef.
Regardless if you make good music, you make good music though. Like,
yeah, but I'm saying
regardless of the beef or not, if they both came together and made a song or a project,
but think about this: is one song gonna make you as much money as them showing shots at?
I'm saying one song that could turn into a project.
It would never turn into a project.
I don't think it would turn into a project either.
I'm saying if they did a song, it could have turned into like a project.
I don't think it would ever turn into a project.
I'm saying it still could benefit the label.
It does.
Yeah, but I think them going back and forth writing records to each other is going to benefit it more because more people are going to tune in.
I get it, but good music is good music, and numbers are going to be numbers.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
We're not saying good, but think about it. It's like they make the track, right? It's like when Kanye and Drake were beefing and they made the Blow song.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like, okay, cool. Then when you seen them at the Larry Hoover concert, like, okay, like this is cool because, you know, their Titans work, but it's like, it was cool.
That was a moment, bro.
It was a moment. It was a moment. But think about it. We don't talk about the Larry Hoover concert no more.
I mean,
think about it.
A point in time we're not going to be talking about this moment, bro.
My nigga, it's about to be a year.
About the Drake and Kendrick?
It's about to be Euphoria dropped in April. In 3 months, it's going to be a year.
That's what I'm saying. Time flies. Where the Drake?
Yeah, that's right.
People gonna be talking about this. It's a moment in hip hop, bro.
It is a moment, bro. I'm not saying it's not a moment, but it's gonna like that.
The same way they talked about
when Drake and Ye were beefing, bro. Like that was a moment too, bro.
But
when Jay Prince was standing in the middle and Drake was on one side and Kanye was on the other side.
Yeah,
that was a moment when Drake came out to Larry Hoover concert. That was a fucking moment, bro.
This might be a bigger moment.
I'm not comparing what's bigger, but I'm saying like we're gonna fizzle away from this eventually.
I disagree,
bro. It's been a year.
This is gonna be no. I'm talking about the moment. I'm talking about either person. I'm talking about the same way that people talk about Jay-Z and Nas and that beef and how it hasn't
fizzled, bro. Eventually,
but people still talk about that.
They do, but I'm saying,
I think that's what this type of moment's gonna be.
Give it like we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it could be, but I'm saying
that's what I mean.
Same with the Drake and Kanye shit, bro. They both were big moments, bro.
I feel you.
They were. It was. I get what you're saying. It's a big moment, but also we're saying like the point is what we're trying to say is that like them working together and them reconciling is going to be cool. So okay, yeah, they reconcile, but it's like now we're at a point now where Drake is suing for harassment claims as a result of a beef.
He's saying almost fuck the label though, like
bro. He's saying fuck the label because
fuck UMG. Actually,
he's saying FUMG because he's insecure about the fact that they're gonna give Kendrick the same treatment that they gave him. That's the flat.
No, I'm not
possible. No, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying at the end of the day, bro, like if I'm Drake and I see a motherfucker coming on my block, bro, I'm doing everything to get my shit. That's not corny, bro. We're not friends. We're not friends in this shit.
We're not.
How's that corny? Tell me how that's corny.
It's corny. I'm
talking to both of y'all.
It's corny for two reasons.
Why? We're not friends though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Are you talking about UMG? You talking about with the Kendrick thing?
Just the whole situation.
It's corny. It's corny because one, like the UMG response said, it's like, yo, you sat here for years, and you said, yo, you sat here for years and you beef with niggas. You sat here, you dissed Meek Mill, you dissed Common, you dissed Kid Cudi's mental health issues. Like we can go down the list of all the niggas that he dissed.
Right.
But now all of a sudden, the one time now, outside of Pusha T, where the artist that literally, once again, like Moose said, there's no angle that you about to take this nigga. You actually openly lost badly in music fashion where people are like, yo, you lost objectively. We don't care about the politics, none of that. You lost. You're suing?
Suing UMJ, yeah.
You're suing for defamation and harassment that
he's not. I don't think he's suing if he wins.
Huh?
Is he suing if he wins?
I don't know.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
I don't
think he does. I don't think he sues if he.
I really don't know.
If he gets a W, why would he sue?
Shit, it could be a deep-rooted issue. To be honest with you, he could just be suing just to sue UMG. That's what I'm saying.
But why now?
Huh? Why not? We obviously know why now.
But that's where the corniness. But that's where the corniness comes from.
When you look at the suit,
I don't think it's corny, bro. If a nigga's fucking up my money on, I'm going to you, UMG. I'm going to the business.
But wait,
nigga.
you know what's so funny now? You know what's so funny now?
What the fuck?
How is he effing up the money on? Please explain it to me.
No, everything that you said, like
explain it to me. How's he effing up the money on?
By you.
Why you say it like that?
Please tell me.
But literally what you just said. What did you repeat? What you said by saying Kendrick being a new artist, going to UMG. Yeah, you have a new artist on the block, bro. Taking away from my budget and shit. No,
isn't that normal label practice?
Regardless though.
So why isn't Party sue Division?
Huh?
Why isn't Party sue Division?
They're part of the same label, aren't they?
Isn't Drake and Kendrick part of the same label?
Huh?
Isn't Drake and Kendrick part of the same label?
Taking away from my budget, bro.
And you don't think that Division took away from Party's budget?
Fuck no. Okay. Fuck no. You think so?
Yeah, like when you add another body to your label, that's taking away from the bigger budget that you have.
Yeah, bro. Like I don't know. Yeah, bro. Like it's
taking away from the overall pie.
So Division took Party's budget.
No,
we're not saying the whole budget.
He's saying what he's saying, and what I'm saying too is like when you have a pie, you have an allocated budget to goes X, Y, Z. When you add another piece to that pie, you're gonna have to take from other areas to be able to feed that.
But the thing is, that's for the Division and Party situation. It's not like, how can I explain it? It's not like they're taking away your numbers in a way. You get what I'm saying? By Kendrick, like, you know, he did win the battle. Like he did win the battle, saying all this shit. People are gonna be gravitating more to Kendrick's shit, bro. Is what I'm saying. Like it might fuck up Drake's numbers when he releases for sure.
But wait, hold on. Let me stay on. But how does that fuck up Drake's numbers? Drake's numbers haven't been affected from this.
In a way, it definitely does.
How? More people
for the future, yeah. For the
how?
future,
People, for the future, yeah. I disagree because people are probably waiting more for him to drop now than ever.
Different judgment is what I'm saying.
Miles,
different mindset going into this project.
Wait. You want to know why I don't believe what you're saying?
Why?
Because and this is why we keep saying Drake's insecurities keep effing him up.
Why?
Throughout the whole time that he lost, there was always that report from the hip hop news stations that Drake still now becomes the highest streamer monthly, or the highest streamer of all time. So my thing is that how does
one already
wait? No. So how do you?
But if you look at the numbers in 2024, he is. But
what we're saying is, if you're still,
as a matter of fact, I'll show you the bag, bro.
If you're still,
look at the graph right now.
If you're still reaching those targets of saying you're now the highest streamer. You're still the highest streamer daily, monthly, rap artist of all time, or the decade. There's no way that you're losing that much money that the beef is affecting you.
He's not the highest. He's not the highest streaming rapper.
He is.
He's the highest streaming rapper.
No,
actually,
but I'm saying
might be Eminem,
he's
but
definitely on a decline.
How's it fucking up his money? And if it's like you said, it's declining, it's messing up his future sales.
I mean, from 2023 to 2024, he's definitely been on a decline.
But that's not because of Kendrick and the situation.
Everything that's going on. Hell yeah.
No, that's how, because they pay out the streaming numbers now. It's not because of Kendrick said X, Y, and Z, because Kendrick didn't drop an album in 2020. Well, that was a year. He didn't drop in 2023. He dropped in 2022.
Okay.
So it's like you're not losing your money strictly because of Kendrick. You're losing because of how they pay out the streams.
A bunch of different factors, bro.
But
Kendrick's one of the reasons. Hell yeah.
In 2023.
Huh?
2023, he's the reason why.
I'm saying from 2023 to 2024, he's been on a decline.
And what I'm saying is in
like a decline.
Yeah, that's because when I don't want to sit on the point. But what I'm saying is that particular point of what you're saying on the decline with the numbers is not because of Kendrick Lamar. It's because of the fact of you were.
I'm saying Kendrick Lamar was a part of it for sure.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying when I'm
looking at the graph, nigga.
I'm saying from how Drake has presented his insecurities to him being the
so why is he on a decline then? From 2023 to 2024?
Because for the most part, you put out a high volume of music. You dropped 2 albums in 6 months. 6 months. You dropped 4 albums like 2 years or whatever. On top of that, again, it's the payout of the albums that you get. They probably rearranged the streaming numbers by that time of how you get paid. Because at that time, that's when people were starting to talk about like streaming is kind of hitting its plateau. Like there wasn't any real new users. So if there's no real new users, you're obviously also not going to get payout because you're not getting any users. You're going to kind of sit the same.
I get what you're saying with that perspective.
Yeah.
If you don't have a new audience to like stream your music to or whatever, it's not going to continue to rise as like whatever it is.
And it's not like a bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's sitting here saying that, oh, like I'm trying to be on some Drake's ass shit. It's just more so just the payout wasn't the same because you've plateaued. You've hit just about every single market.
How long before we get like a project from him? Do you think this is all gonna have to settle through before we get like an actual project from him?
He's promoting, and I think that he's promoting his album. So I think he's probably going to either do it first or second quarter.
Yeah, I was about to say, if I'm him, I'm dropping an album at the height of this, like while everything's going on, because I think people still want to hear what he has to say.
No,
you don't think so?
No,
I think they do.
I'm not saying they don't want to hear.
I think they do. I disagree.
But what do you mean by there's no new users though?
Huh?
You said there's no new users. What do you mean?
He's saying what his reference was, and correct me if I'm wrong, he was saying like if you don't have an increased number of people coming onto a said platform, whatever it may be, if it's not continuing to increase on the volume, your numbers are gonna skyrocket like they did in the early stages of like streaming, like more and more the increase on streaming platforms and numbers was higher too. So the audiences are getting bigger and bigger. So you're streaming to more and more people on a daily basis. So if the numbers are plateauing on users, it's going to plateau that way because it's not a new user-based audience.
Plateauing on the platforms? No.
You said what?
Are the users like
there's not a spike like they first started. It's not. So like, there's still an increase of people. There's still an increase of people joining these platforms, exactly. But it's not a spike of like when these Spotify and Apple first came out. So you're still getting like new users going to platforms with anything because they're marketing on a daily basis. But there's not a spike in the user base. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
or
like,
what he's saying.
It's like when you look at not to like touch on this point, but it's like when you look at the first 2 streaming albums that Drake had, it was Views and it was Scorpion. Scorpion did like a milli first week, the equivalent, because that's when the streaming era kind of exploded in 2018, 2019, or whatever it is. Views was like the very first time you had an exclusive album from a great artist released on Apple Music. And that was when the streaming era first started. So like 1 million people did listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when we talk about it, it's not like Drake is bad. They just switch things around so they can still get their payout.
The game changing?
Yeah, I just think that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just think that again, this whole Drake thing to me is just exactly what happens when we as hip hop, and I'll even say the culture, kind of benefit trying to make money and like clout as a result of really trying to keep what we are.
Do you guys think he can succeed at a high clip outside of the system?
I personally think he can. I just think that he just needs to tap in and just work through. Like I said, Meek Mill lost the beef.
What about you, Rocket? Do you think he can? Do you think he can? Do you think he can perform in the same clip he is outside the system?
No, yeah, he definitely could because he already has the followers. But I'm saying if we're talking about a spike, there was a spike in 2023.
How many users?
Okay, it says there is Spotify spike in premium subscribers in 205 million in Q4 of 2022 to 236 million in Q4 of 2023. It was driven by several key factors, and it was listing all that.
You're talking
shit.
about a spike on one platform. We're talking about streaming in general. That spike can come. That spike.
There was a spike on Apple Music too.
That can be a spike from users jumping from platform to platform. Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like a spike is what I'm saying is like from the start of streaming from 2016 when people weren't on Apple till 2020 or 2018. There's a way bigger jump because people were the streaming was just now coming on the phones and stuff like that. We've had streaming for extended time now, so it's like it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing as it was when it first came out when music was first being dropped on streaming platforms. That's all he was trying to say. And he said that could have an effect too when it comes to like plateauing or marketing to new users, that type of stuff. So I mean, when it comes to you, I mean you aren't wrong with that, but I get what you're saying. Like when it comes, I don't think like Kendrick necessarily had a effect on his streaming. That's just me personally. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I don't think.
I'm not trying to stay on this point too long because you go in circles on it. But like, I personally don't think like the Kendrick thing. I think it would have helped numbers because people were listening to his music more. That's normally what happens when you go back and forth in beefs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think like I said, I think with how Drake did everything and how Kendrick did everything, and like I said, Kendrick being considered a new artist, they did everything that they said that they were going to do because probably they did it contractually. And what I'm saying is that with Drake's been there long enough where it's like you're kind of grandfathered into your own contract. So it's like we have to prioritize the new artists that we said we're going to prioritize. And that's why I said it's like when we're seeing Drake do this and everybody's like, OMG, is like this, that, and the third, is like y'all should have known this was coming. Like,
let me ask you this: why don't and then we'll close this point on and then we'll move to the song of the day. If Drake can survive outside the system, he's not quote unquote a system baby. Why hasn't he done it yet or tried to do it? Why does he keep trying to rely on the majors to push his product?
Because if you want me to be honest, do you want to say? I mean, if you want to say your point, because I have a completely different point.
Yeah, I'm just curious. This is just open.
Nobody's really done it on their own, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
I'm talking about in the capacity that he's doing. He's been under in a label like
they all have been like all the top like the Titans and shit
for their entire careers. All the
majority of them, yeah.
But I'm saying if he has this big beef with the label, why not do it on your own if you have this following? Is what I'm trying to say. So that's my question. Like,
why don't you go find? Done it?
You said, but I'm asking for him specifically. He's the one suing and stuff like that. That's why
hard to beat the system, bro.
I have the answers.
What's your answer?
My insight again is to shorten it. It's one from what you hear and how people talk about Drake. Drake very much has moved to the beat of his own drum. So it's like now with moving independently, Drake, we're moving to the beat of his own drum and the kind of hand that he forces people to move with when you are under the label, especially UMG.
Yeah.
People have to move a certain way around you because you're part of UMG. You know what I'm saying? Like UMG's the standard, right? Now because you've moved in a certain way and all the other stuff in the background with other celebrities, the moment you get dropped from UMG, you actually have to go out of your way to maintain relationships with people that you may have burned a bridge with.
I agree with that.
And so how I look at it is that the only reason why I don't think he wants to is because for him now to drop UMG, one, from his own ego standpoint, he now is like, okay, well, I have to do this on my own without the numbers, which he may not feel like he can do.
Right.
And two, the bigger picture is that looking at all the stuff that happened in hip hop, you now got to go mend those relationships with everybody, like actually mend,
and they might
because
not
you're independent. And they might not mend them, and not for nothing, you're now on the same end as all the people that you may not have taken seriously because they became independent.
And to this point, it's just like I agree with you. I mean, he like we all know he's comfortable where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Like being, like I said, being a system, like they all are comfortable. If they all really wanted to really do it on their own, they could. but they might not get that response that on the massive level, like getting good numbers, being a number one, and all that shit is what I'm saying. So I mean, like, yeah, I think Drake's 100% comfortable where he's at. Does he really want to leave UMG? Fuck no.
He doesn't, because he gets the money from it.
Yeah,
and I think
I'm agreeing with that.
And I think the business aspect too, because this is, I guess I'll say this is my final point. So I was thinking about it. Unfortunately, I watched the Joe Budden podcast before it recorded. But
this guy.
Oh well. But I just brought up a good point, and now that I think about it, it makes 100% sense now. If you noticed, right, because people are saying he's trying to get Not Like Us to play at the Super Bowl. I just brought up a good point about, like, Drake did his deal with OVO and Mitchell and Ness with the NFL, and then as a result, you haven't really seen anything you haven't seen any talks about Kendrick doing the Super Bowl, which is ironic, while Drake is going to apparently go do the World Cup. I have a my side theory is I also think that Kendrick is legally involved with what's going on right now, and I think he's hired his lawyers to now fight whatever Drake's trying to do with the Super Bowl.
What do you mean by legally involved? Elaborate a little bit.
So how he explained the point was, yo, you don't think that Drake is making calls in the background? Because everybody's saying that's the rumor, right? Like, that's outside of Joe, but everybody's been saying that he's been making phone calls, acting like a Karen. I'm saying that it was interesting that he ironically did his collab with Mitchell and Ness or the NFL a little bit after Kendrick got announced for the Super Bowl. We don't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? And also, we don't hear nothing from Apple either, because normally they do the list, all that. They haven't done none of that.
Right.
And I'm saying it's two things. I think, one, Drake talked to that Larry Jackson guy and shut all that shit down, one. And I think, two, whatever legal stuff that's going on, I think Kendrick has also gotten involved in this aspect legally, but he's keeping it under wraps because he doesn't want it to be known. Whatever is going on, whether it's about the Not Like Us, whether about something outside of the UMG Drake shit. I think that there's some legal shit going on with Drake and Kendrick that we don't know about, and we'll probably talk about when it comes out.
You think he got sued too or something like that?
It's possible that he got sued, but it's also possible that Drake is possibly finding another way to kind of silence Kendrick.
Do you think that's going to affect the records that he plays at the Super Bowl?
No, I think Kendrick is a nigga, and I think he's going to do what he wants.
That'll be interesting. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Like, it's happening in a couple weeks, so
I think that Kendrick is involved in some of that stuff somehow, but we'll see, man. Not Like Us is definitely getting played though.
All right, let's jump into the Face of the Future song today, presented by MBT Media. If you're listening to us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, tell a friend about today's episode. The Face of the Future song today, you know, it comes from LiAngelo Ball. We got to play Tweaker. It's been going crazy on the net. Once again, this is LiAngelo Ball, Tweaker. Once again, that was LiAngelo Ball, Tweaker. Well, it's labeled as the Ball Brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all right. I mean, he performed in front of the Detroit game.
That's why they lost.
You said that's why they lost?
Yeah. Everything went downhill.
We'll get into it some more though. But I mean, that record's going.
Nah, it is.
That record's going. I mean, it's one of them. I think it's gonna be spinning for a while. I think it's gonna be one of them records that we're gonna see like in a lot of video games and things of that nature too.
Facts. I think I deserve my flowers again for my LeVar Ball take again.
I mean, LeVar up there. LeVar a GOAT.
I've been 3 for 3 with takes.
You say you've been 3 for 3 with takes?
3 for 3 this week.
He got 2 sons that are in the league. One son that got a hit record, 8 making M's, just signed a deal. So, I mean,
I'm gonna swerve on that. Whoa.
Side note, TikTok's back up.
You said it's back up?
Yeah,
I told you. I said it's
probably got an extension.
I think I got an extension. Yeah. I mean, let's talk about it right here. I mean, what y'all think about the reaction of everybody, like when they saw TikTok was gonna be banned? I seen people crying.
Who gives a fuck?
I mean, nobody really knew, so I'm not really blaming people. Like, nobody really knew
for crying and shit, bro.
I mean, if you making 30 bands a month and you're literally living off of that, and they just miraculously take that away, you don't know what's gonna happen. I would cry too, my nigga.
Yeah, but I also go ahead.
If you have if you're making a lot of bread off TikTok, right? You should be ahead of the curve as to this could potentially might happen, to where it's like you should start getting ready to shift your audience to Instagram or back to YouTube or whatever.
Or already building on those platforms.
Yeah, but if that's your bread, like, think about it. If you making 30 grand a month from TikTok,
right? You
may make like $5 grand a month from YouTube if you lucky, or you make $2 grand a month from other things. Like if you make a total of seven bands compared to I'm making 30 bands a month, like that's a very big difference in your lifestyle.
No, for sure.
I get what you're saying. It's just more so like I don't think that you can blame people because a lot of people just didn't know. Even the people who were a part of that.
Did know.
I mean, a lot of people assumed because they saw the report.
Yeah, but these speculations been going on for a while that TikTok, probably for over a year, that the TikTok might be going away. We were talking about this for a little minute.
Yeah.
But like, even like as a business standpoint or just as a creator standpoint, like when it comes to that, like I have to decide with Rocket on this when it comes to like you got to prepare or already be building in other platforms and or trying to build community somewhere where like if this does happen, because like I was talking about this earlier, pre-pod, like TikTok just happens to be now, but like one day Facebook could be gone, wiped out. Instagram could be wiped, Twitter could be wiped out, depending on which way it goes, depending on if laws change or whoever comes into office in the future, or whatever. Like, there's no guarantee that these platforms are going to be around till the end of time or eternity.
You're not wrong. I just think that you're not wrong. I agree with you. I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of, I think that a lot of times that when we're saying this, like I think that some people look at things like a business. Some people just look at things as just work. Right.
True.
And I think that if you just look at it as like, this is work, you're going to be like, well, I'm making 30 bands a month. Like, I'm just making the videos. My agency does everything. I'm okay.
Right.
If you're looking at it from a business, like, okay, I'm running this. This is how I'm doing things. This is the operations. This is who handles this. It's a lot different from you, from that idea. Because now it's like, okay, yeah, maybe we do need to transition. But if you just look at it as, this is work. I make videos all day.
Right.
All the other day-to-day stuff, you don't know what's going on. And I think that's okay to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
and I think if we take it out of the business standpoint, I think that when it comes to just like, I don't want to use the word culture because we use that too much. When it just comes to, I guess, the landscape of like what tech can do for not just business, but like just marketing or just creative in general, I think taking that away kind of like sets back, I guess, the progress that we made in that space.
I mean, yeah, but it also, I think I was alluding to it before, but it's also just like, this is also what potentially happens when you're like, the progress is there, but I think that we're getting to a point now where we have to start looking at what this progress is doing, like how dangerous is this progress going to be? Because it's like, essentially, whether we wanted to accept it or not, TikTok was still enough data for people to be concerned about. I'm not talking about the CCP stuff they're accusing of. Like, we all knew it was because of money, right? I'm saying that in general, they want our data. And what's scary about that is when you see what Meta is doing with our data, you see how Meta operates and stuff like that. It's when you get to the idea of like, okay, you're not really afraid of TikTok and the people looking at this from Palestine. You're looking at, okay, they're getting more data than us because obviously everybody's actively opting into TikTok compared to just passively opting in with Facebook. My question goes, okay, so now where is this going? What does this look like? And those are the questions like I think we have to start asking, because it's like, if we're moving into that information era now, especially with Trump being okay with the big companies who control data, like we really have to ask what the hell is about to start happening with our data. Like, that's a very big question we got to start asking, especially when they just brought back TikTok.
I mean, why are we just now asking that? We should have been asking that a while. That shit, our data's been long, like
since George W. Bush, bitch.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm re-asking this question again because
like, what are they doing with the data?
Yeah, because I mean, obviously it's a TikTok thing. It came up and it's always about the data, but it's like now it's like TikTok is back. Y'all were afraid of it, but it's like, okay, then so if this was such a big deal, okay, so what's the big thing with data that y'all are really trying to do?
Yeah, I want to
programming. This is all about for like programming purposes, and in my opinion, like
I agree with that.
They're collecting all this data so you can see what you like.
Yeah,
they can program you.
That's all it is.
No, you're not wrong. I agree.
Clearly all it is, bro.
And I think that to bring this ironically home, because we were talking about streaming too, all of this stuff, because I think what we're really going to see now is, because I'll say this, because I saw a TikTok video. I want to expand it on the point. Some girl was explaining that like the address that Joe Biden was addressing with the oligarchs and everything like that. She was saying that the equivalent of what Joe Biden was saying was the same thing that they were saying with the military-industrial complex about how the military has a lot of influence and power with the government to where they can influence how like everything is presented, things of that nature. So when they were talking about the oligarchs and stuff like that with tech, and she was bringing up like, okay, like this looks kind of similar.
Wait, what's the oligarchs?
Basically, when it's a bunch of rich people who run the country, essentially. Okay. Yeah. So what happened now is that's why I asked the question, what is the data looking like? And I just think that now this whole information age that we're in, it's going to go global to the point where we're going to start getting conditioned from TikTok and Facebook and the ads, but it's going to be a lot more subtle. And I think that now, because of that, we're going to go to a roundabout way of saying, like, people are going to start forcing themselves to get off the internet, because when you're mass conditioned like that, it's easy to affect elections. It's easy to affect who you want to buy from, X, Y, and Z. So I think that we're in the age now where people are willingly going to get off their phones and go back to just watching TV, listening to CDs, the Walkmans, the iPods. Like,
you think so? You think we're like going back in time almost?
Yes, we're going 100% back in time. 100%.
I won't disagree with that, because when it comes to that aspect, like, I find myself not wanting to be on my phone, like, or just on, like, I feel like I'm overstimulated a lot. Yeah. Like, in terms, like, it's too much going on. It's like, all right, let me just put this joint down.
It's that because I do that too. It's that, and it's just more so you can just kind of see narratives. And
you can see through the bullshit. Yeah.
And once you see through it, it's like, all right, let me just get the stuff I want.
I don't think the average person sees through the bullshit though.
They don't
at all. Like, I think just through conversations that, like, we have, because obviously, like, us, we see, like, based on the conversations we have, we see what's going on, whatever it is. But like, when you have conversations like outside with, like, just like normal everyday person, is like, even just their talking points when it comes to what's going on with the elections or what's going on with different things, you can see they come from headlines or just a Twitter post or something like that. It's like, I don't know.
It's headlines, or they try too much to try to make it seem like they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And they try to make it seem like they're not influenced or biased. It's like even when we talk about, ironically, we'll talk about later, it's like the football stuff. It's like, you can tell when people are just having talking points from Stephen A. or that unfortunately disappointing Nigerian man on Fox News or Dan Orlovsky, things of that nature. It's like, you can tell the talking points, right? And it's like the people who play football is like, well, cold is cold. You know what I mean? It's like, you know how we talk compared to people who don't know what they're talking about. So it's definitely true. But I think we're going back to the physical copy era of everything. CDs, vinyls, Walkmans, televisions. We're going back to that very, very soon.
Yeah, creators, build your platforms, man. That's all I got to say.
Build CDs.
Build something. Go to even, do whatever you got to do. But on a serious note, let's jump into the wildfires that have happened over, what's it been, like 2 weeks now?
Yeah,
that's been going on.
Yeah,
it was like in Los Angeles, it's affected a lot of stuff. Are they still having the Grammys?
I think they might have postponed it, because they definitely postponed the Golden Globes.
Okay, so one, I just want to get you guys' thoughts on just the natural disaster in general. Like, it's crazy how many homes, and like even just people I know that have been affected, lost their homes, things of that nature. I'm sure you probably know somebody that knows somebody that's been affected by this stuff that's going on in LA. I mean, what do you guys think when you first saw just the wildfires and how big they were and all the things that they were affecting?
I mean, it's sad because it's like people are losing. Okay, I'll say it like this. I think it's sad because what you were starting to see, especially after the whole like United Healthcare stuff, you also started hearing reports that a lot of these people, like around the time the wildfires started coming out, was like a lot of these people got their housing insurance dropped.
Yeah, I was about to get that was the next one.
So it was sad to me, because like, dang, like these people can't even get nothing back.
Right.
Like, it's really
can't
actually
get nothing
gone.
Yeah.
It's like you're losing the heirlooms, or you're losing, like, say, like you was in the military, you was a Vietnam soldier or whatever it was, like you're losing all those precious memories, and it's like you don't get those back even if you want to replace it, because it's different. You know what I mean? And so it's just sad, and you know, like,
and to hear also, like, to speak of the insurance part is crazy to me. Like, that goes into, like you said, with the healthcare stuff, but now like with the housing, it's like they're like, I was watching. I'm jumping around a little bit. I was watching this show called Bad Sisters. It's all about like death insurance and all that type of stuff, and money and things of that nature. And then you go to this and you talk about like how insurance. The whole concept of that show was that these insurance people were trying to find out if this guy got murdered or not. Because if he got murdered, then they wouldn't have to pay them the money. Yeah. Because they thought like his wife did it or whatever, so they wouldn't have to pay out the insurance, which would put their business under. Mm-hmm. So this goes back to the point that you're making about just like all these house insurance companies dropping these claims and stuff like that, so they don't have to pay out all the money that they do. Because wouldn't that put them under if they have to pay all this money out to all these people that have insurance?
I mean, I would assume so, but I also would assume that you wouldn't have to do all of it at once.
Why not?
If you're paying out, like, because my thing is that it's not, for me, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, I feel like it's effed up, because it's like, my assumption is you don't have to pay it all out at once. Not that you're going to have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, because some people's claims may be different. Some people may have a different type of claim. You got to do certain things. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it may just be the fact of you may not be able to have to pay it all out at once. And that if you don't, why not help these people? Because if that was your sister, your mama,
anything like that, you would be inclined to help them.
Oh no, you're 100% right. But I'm thinking on like the business aspect of like them having just for conversation purposes. Is like, imagine if you did have to pay all that insurance out, because I think like insurance businesses are ran off the idea that like in the event that this is gonna happen, we're gonna give you money to help you, whatever. Not the likelihood that this is gonna happen, because if the likelihood is, I'm sure premiums will be way higher, things of that nature. That's why they're priced different in different places or different regions. But like, I agree with you. I think it's crazy that all these insurances got dropped and people really have nothing. And then you see the real estate tycoons coming in like, yo, they throwing low balls for the land that the house was on. So it's like, yo, we'll buy your land. You know what I'm saying?
And people are taking it too.
They're taking it because they got no money, got nothing else. It was just fucked up. So that gets to my conspiracy bag. Do you think people started these fires? And I'm not trying to be on no. I just want to talk about, because this is something that people were talking about because of the real estate aspect of what's going on. Because it's such a tragic thing. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
So I'm like on the fence on it. Like, I think it may just be people who are just some assholes that may probably decided to do it. I don't think it was a man-made, I'm starting this to cause carnage. Like, I think that like there was just bad weather that caused the fires, because that's just a common thing that was
super
happening.
common.
Yeah, and the wind just blew and it just happened. You know what I'm saying?
But I read a statistic, and you can fact check me if you're wrong, whoever's listening to this. But and I was told the statistic too, that they said I think 90% of like fires that are started are from humans. Like, not intentionally, but like it's off of something, like, because something as small as like, say you have a candle and like a piece of fire gets caught in a paper, blows and catches on a tree. That could cause a whole fire and it's super crazy. But I just want to highlight that because it's just crazy to see all that transpiring and just natural disasters and things of that nature.
People getting tickets because they're handing out food to people. It's just wild.
They getting tickets?
Yeah, it's just crazy.
For handing out food?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
How does a city like come back from that? Because that's a lot of like rebuilding. Like, you think about it, it's not just homes, like grocery stores, things of that nature. There's a lot of different things.
The grocery stores will probably be all right. The actual homes and stuff like that, they just probably gonna have to get not the pay. Well, I guess the bailout, if you want to call it that, but they'll probably have to get the subsidy from the government to get that stuff together again. The housing insurance and stuff like that, if it's there, then it's there. But yeah, most of the state of California is gonna be busy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Department of Treasury over there is going to be busy.
Yeah, and thoughts and prayers to everybody out there, man. Like, hope you guys like recover. You guys get the help that you need when it comes to that, and things of that nature, because it's super tragic, and I wouldn't wish that upon nobody. Like losing all your stuff and things the things that you love and all that is crazy. And the last question I got to go on this, and this is a question from, I saw an interview where a woman, she left her disabled son in a fire because she couldn't carry him out, and she was getting backlash on the internet because they're like, why would you leave your son, X, Y, Z, saying that she's supposed to stay in there. So I gotta ask you, and I gotta ask both of y'all that if you are in that position as a parent, what are you doing? Are you staying there and burning if you aren't physically able? Burning. If you can't physically take your child out, or are you just going? Because it was an older woman. It was like she was older.
No, I mean, she was older. I mean, what can you do? I can't really shame her. But I definitely see what I could get done. See what could happen. Call the police. My son is disabled. We need someone to come over now. But it's tricky. Like, she an older woman. Like, you're not about to do that to her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all want to pick and choose when y'all want women to be docile. So,
but that's a crazy predicament to be in.
Yeah,
like your house is burning down and your son or whatever is confined, like whether it's a wheelchair or whatever. Like,
yeah, that sucks.
And you can't carry them out because you're not strong enough or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's just you're the caretaker. It's like, that's crazy.
That's why you always stay in the gym, dog.
Yo, this boy said that's why you stay at the gym. I'm dead.
Got to.
All right, let's move down along the list of a little more political news. They announced the ceasefire is going on. Today's supposed to be the first day of it in multiple phases. What are your thoughts on that, Moose? That they I guess they finally came to a conclusion of ceasefire, which should have happened a long time ago. But what are your thoughts on it finally happening?
It's crazy to me that this all happened over 33 people, and Israel had kept over 3,000 people at hostage.
It's not really a ceasefire, though.
I know. It's not a ceasefire. I just found it funny that they did that and they traded the hostages when it was like Israel had like I think it was like 1,000 or 3,000 people,
right?
And where Hamas is 33 people, and I think that that's just wild to me that y'all just use that as an excuse to wreak carnage on a whole group of people. And it's not really going to be a ceasefire to me. It's just they're just trying to save face to help Trump. And I give it, what is it now? January. I give it before June, before they backfire their bullshit. Yeah, because it's not going to do nothing.
Yeah, and it's like you said, this is only like phase 1 of what it's supposed to be. So like this might not even go right. You feel me?
It's not.
Yeah, because it even says in phase 1, Israel pledges to halt military operations for only 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah, and then that'll go into, and then there's like a next phase that's supposed to happen after that. I forget. I didn't. There's a whole breakdown.
Be blowing shit up, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
10 to 12 hours. That's a work day.
Yeah.
So they say, yo, you not getting paid for one day.
So by when night falls, shit's gonna just go crazy again.
Yeah,
you think so?
Yeah,
nigga. Yeah, that's what it says.
I'm just asking.
Because I'm looking at it right now. Because it said 10 to 12 hours.
What did it say? What the second phase is supposed to be?
And then I'm gonna finish the first phase. In this exchange of hostages for both sides, Israel forces withdraw from population centers, surge of humanitarian aid and essential resources and crosses Gaza, and among other things. Phase 2 is on day 16 of phase 1. Negotiations with resume over implementations of phase 2, which includes a total permanent ceasefire. So like maybe a permanent ceasefire, but that's not guaranteeing shit.
So they're saying after phase 2 when the permanent's supposed to. I'm saying what they're saying it's supposed to be. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm asking you what it's reading.
Happening, bro.
It's not happening.
But what do y'all think about that? You think it's just saving face?
Yes.
This is just all part of the act, bro.
They're trying
to. Explain what you mean.
Huh?
Explain what you mean.
I mean, because I actually seen something with Trump saying something about like if Hamas doesn't do something, I can't really quote it verbatim. He said he's gonna let all hell break loose, bro.
I think you're not wrong. I think
that's what he said, bro.
No, I know you. I know he did. I'm just saying. I just think what's happening with this is a bigger ploy for Trump in terms of Trump and what he's trying to do. He's trying to legitimize himself, or at least the surface level legitimize himself as somebody who's getting the things done that Joe Biden didn't get done. Not necessarily the fact that he's doing
that
it.
Shit's gonna get blown the fucking.
No, you're not wrong. You're 100% right. I'm just saying he's trying to say, hey, I did all these things that Joe Biden didn't do.
Oh yeah.
So when the election comes around again, MAGA Republicans stay in office.
No, I get it.
You know,
but nah, ain't shit changing. But unfortunately, like I said, like it's. I'm not gonna say it's gonna get worse, but I don't really see much change happening with this.
I mean, yeah, there's not much,
bro.
No, there's not much changing. But as long as it's announced on the news, the people who
fucking announcement to me, bro.
But Chase, what I'm saying is, think about it though. The election is coming. The election for Senate is coming up in 2 years. Yeah. What I'm saying is that people who not educated like us, people not educated like us are gonna be like, oh wow, he did a ceasefire. He brought back TikTok. He did this, that, and the third.
People gonna see a ceasefire.
It looks good for the next 2 years.
They blowing shit up.
And then in the back end, he's going to do some bullshit.
For sure. So
I was curious. The government's going to do, I'm not going to say, the whole government, they're going to blow that shit up.
But nah, I was curious on your thoughts on it.
Bad.
You said what?
It's going to get worse, bro. I mean, like I said before, unfortunately, like, God forbid this doesn't happen, but like, we're due for something like, I mean, you already seen the bombing. I mean, the one dude in New Orleans, the one shit in Trump Tower. Like, we're due for a very, very big one. Shaking your head, but don't be surprised.
I'm just listening.
I've been told you. Listen.
I don't want it to happen.
I've been negative Nancy about this shit for months.
And it's not because, unfortunately, it is because of Trump. Because he's pushing that narrative of, that free thought, the free speech, all this shit. And it's just like, it's supposed to happen now.
Like I said, I've been negative Nancy for months. So I'm at the point now where I'm just like, well,
it is what it is. Let's see what happens.
You made your bed.
That's what I'm saying. Let's see what happens.
I got dual citizenship. All the baddies are staying in Nigeria longer. Everybody's staying there longer.
Be a rogue ranger, bro.
Listen, bro. Ghana's giving out free citizenship, bro.
Fuck a free citizen. I'm just gonna border jump.
This is what's up, border jump.
Okay, sure.
Why? If
I'm just saying the way you said it was funny,
if America hits the fan, we can do whatever the fuck we want, right?
You're not wrong. I'm just
refugees.
I mean, go to Ghana.
I mean, we got a brother like Moose over in Africa and shit like that. We talk to him, get us a passport type shit.
Go to Ghana. They're giving out free citizenship.
Shit, I'm just gonna go to fucking Haiti.
This nigga don't listen. You're gonna go to Haiti.
Repopulate, bro.
All right, have fun in Haiti.
Haitian people, bro.
Okay. Have you read up what's going on in Haiti?
Huh?
Have you read up what's going on in Haiti?
Shit, you ever read up what's going on in the Congo?
You're not listening to what I'm saying. I know what's going on in the Congo. Do you know what's going on in Haiti for you to be saying you want to go and jump over there?
Tell me, I mean,
they're going to turn you into Swiss cheese over there.
In the Congo, they might turn me over to Swiss cheese.
You didn't say the Congo, though.
I said Ghana.
You said Ghana.
No, but I'm saying in the Congo in Africa.
But that's two different places.
But I'm saying why? I mean, I can go to Haiti and have the same type of eyes if I go to the Congo.
Or you can go to Ghana and live peacefully.
Ghana, no, I know you said Congo, but I'm just saying like
you can go to Ghana and live peacefully.
Maybe.
Yes, it's not maybe.
Oh, you're an American. You're a black American. We might not respect you.
Not in Ghana, bro. Maybe Nigeria they might try that bullshit, but in Ghana you'll be all right.
They might try that bullshit. But hey, we're gonna see.
I'm dead. All right, let's go to our last bit of news was the NFL. We had two games this weekend that we watched.
Don't start there.
What?
Don't start there.
Where you want to start at?
Don't start there.
Where we starting at?
Don't start there.
We gonna start the week back. Okay.
yeah.
We want to start with the first round. Oh yeah, we gonna start the first round. I get it.
Y'all
Okay.
didn't make the
I was gonna let you just go. I was gonna let you slide because we was second. All right, let's start with round one then. All right, all right, let's go to round one. So round one.
Before we get up out of here, like what I said prior though, I said I'm happy to read loss, bro.
All right, let's go. Let's start with round one. All right, round one, divisional round, right?
3 picks.
No, wild card round. Wild card round one.
I've been said this like Justin Herbert. He's a good.
The Chargers played.
No.
Who the Chargers played?
We played the Texans.
Broncos.
We lost.
Played the Texans.
No, we played Texans.
Yeah,
What I'm trying to tell you is, I said Justin Herbert. He's a good numbers guy. Like he's good on the stat book. But look at his past resume when he was in college. He could never get over the fucking hump.
So
I'm not surprised, but I'm happy we made it to the Alls. Hey, another year type shit in the Alls. But like, it's either we need to make a change at the quarterback position, or we're gonna have the same result. He's the next Phillip Rivers.
So I will say this. I'm giving the Chargers grace. The only reason why I said that, I thought Rondell was going to be here, but he's not. But I'm giving you grace because now you understand about what niggas was saying about Lamar when Greg Roman was the OC. This is exactly the same stuff.
Well, Chargers took the L. Shot Kendall, Steve. I know y'all watching this too. The Broncos are ass. I just had to say that verbatim. They got blown out.
Old ass Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. He a rookie, but he trash.
I think his ass.
And then the Eagles won. The Eagles won. Rondell's not here. Shout out to the Birds. But let's jump to week 2. That's what happened this past weekend. We're in the divisional round. The Chiefs, we came and we did. Okay. You see, I got the hat on. I'm rocking it. Okay. 7 straight AFC Championship games.
Texans, bro.
It doesn't matter though. Y'all was saying we not like that.
Y'all not. Y'all really didn't do anything dominant.
We've been doing what we did the whole game.
Y'all didn't do anything.
We've been playing the same way we played all year.
But you're making this. I know y'all winning games for sure. But you're making it seem like, oh, these niggas are the team to watch out.
We're 6. We're not. We're just winning.
You are, bro.
They're in the Patriots area because they're saying the same thing,
like
bro.
Y'all are actually like
this is the same thing.
Fully dominant.
But it's the same thing they said when Tom and them was winning. The same thing they said when Tom was winning.
You're right. It's not. It's our defense really definitely holding.
Defense is like that.
Pat Mahomes is on a decline.
No, we just doing what he has to do. He doesn't do as much anymore.
No, bro.
Before he had to.
He's on a decline, nigga.
Bro, he's not on a decline.
He is, bro.
He's chilling.
He is.
He's chilling. He didn't have the best year.
Okay, so that's a decline year, bro. Is it not?
I don't think he's on the decline. He could have one bad year. He could have one bad year.
This year's decline.
I'm just gonna say whoever plays the Chiefs, when the play breaks down, y'all need to cover. You need to cover Travis Kelce.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's it. It's like broken plays, my nigga. Y'all niggas not like that.
It's not that.
But everybody been saying this though. We 16-1.
Y'all about to win the Super Bowl?
We 16-1, bro. You asked me this all the time.
I'm personally saying whoever plays the Chiefs.
I'm not falling to your shot.
Whoever plays, I will say this. I'll say this because I don't like how they was disrespecting Lamar Jackson.
Nah, fuck that.
I'm rooting for Jaden Daniels. I don't think he's gonna lose, but if he loses, I'm rooting for Washington. Battle of the Mo.
He ran them Detroit boys out of the fucking out of the Motor City. That boy went crazy.
They should have had V's perform instead of fucking D'Angelo Ball.
So nah.
Why didn't they have somebody from Detroit perform?
V's or
no, because they've been playing that shit in the Detroit line.
Okay.
You're that confident.
I'm not betting you.
You're that Oh, why? See, now you're not. Now you're not Yo,
let's
he
move
has
along.
No, it's not moving along. You have the hat on.
I made plenty of bets already.
Not on me.
Go your spiel. Give me your spiel.
No. You have the hat on.
Okay.
Now you don't want it. You're damn near there.
Okay.
You're damn near there.
Okay.
Put it on the line now.
I'm good.
What you put it? No,
I'm good.
I
got multiple bets out already.
He knows he's not.
I got multiple bets already. I got multiple bets already.
One bet. That's with Rondell.
I have other bets.
No, it's Steve. Sorry.
I have more bets than that.
That's two.
But you know how many people? You know how many people hit me up to bet me on the Chiefs every year.
So you should cash out big to this week.
I'm good. I may change the day. I could change my mind day of.
He should be cashing out.
I can hit you up next week. I can hit you up the Super Bowl day.
Why? No, I want to do it right now.
I think he's nervous
because he's playing the Texans. Are they playing the Texans next?
Who?
Oh, y'all love Texans. We
beat the Texans.
So
whoever between the Bills and the Lamar.
Oh, so he's nervous as fuck.
No, I'm waiting to see who we play.
Because you're scared, bro. Because if you play big truck, all right, bet me if you bet me.
Hey, man. I may bet you next week.
No.
I may bet both of you next week.
So you don't want to do it.
On air, we could bet next week.
If you play the Ravens,
I'm not giving you no commitments right now.
See, he's scared.
I'll make a bet. I'll make a bet if I think the Ravens are gonna be there. So when the Ravens get there, I'll make a bet.
He doesn't want to do that right now.
You said what?
Oh, so you're gonna make a bet with him, but not me.
I didn't even say
you were
about
to entertain
I
that
wasn't.
shit.
What was it? What was the bet? What was you trying to bring? What was you trying to say?
I was going to say I mean, no, not the. I think they're going to win. I'm saying if they make it to the AFC champion, I think that they'll beat the Chiefs.
I think about the bet. Maybe back in the group chat. I think about it.
Think about what? Nigga?
I think they're being.
Wait, no. There's only two teams that you can play: the Bills and the Ravens.
Yeah,
I think this
So you're gonna bet if the Bills play.
It depends how the game goes.
Yeah,
you just want to make
this nigga's weird.
Well, you wouldn't bet. You wouldn't bet Rondell. You're weird. You wouldn't bet Rondell.
I said they're not gonna win the Super Bowl.
I'm down.
I did.
No, we tried to make a bet last time.
I said
last time we tried. He said I don't want to bet.
And I said,
so why are you pressuring me to bet?
Bet me about the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I said y'all not gonna make the Super Bowl and win.
Well, I bet you we make the Super Bowl. I bet you we make the Super Bowl.
That nigga.
I bet you we make the Super Bowl.
No, pull the kid. I bet you
will make the Super Bowl.
No, nigga, against the Ravens.
We'll make the Super Bowl regardless.
I think Big Trust is going.
Nah,
I think this is the year Big Trust.
I bet you both a dub will make the Super Bowl
and win.
We make the Super Bowl.
Yo, this nigga's weird.
I got it.
This is your team, nigga. This is your team.
Actually.
No, that we make the Super Bowl.
He's a weird nigga.
You believe in Big Trust.
You're a weird nigga.
I'm betting that we're going to go to the Super Bowl.
So if this is your team, why don't you bet they're going to win the Super Bowl?
Why don't you just bet that we're going to the Super Bowl or not?
That you're not going to win.
You believe in Big Trust, right?
Yeah, y'all not going to win the Super Bowl.
I will say
you're not going to make it to the Super Bowl and win. Yes.
Bet that we're not going to make the Super Bowl
and win. Yes, I will.
My bet is
do you want to bet it now?
Entertain me, nigga.
I don't want to entertain your bet.
My bet is if the Ravens are in the AFC Championship, they're not making the Super Bowl. That's my bet.
That's the bet. If y'all, that's what I'm saying. I'll take that bet.
I'll take that bet.
See, you know he's trying to hedge his shit.
I'm not hedging nothing.
You are though.
I bet that we're going to the Super Bowl.
Bet me this. People hear this.
No.
I
made the bet that I want to bet. That we're going to the Super Bowl.
That's so.
I said that
that's a low scale bet.
I said that if the Ravens go to AFC Championship,
Ravens versus the Chiefs.
If the Ravens versus the Chiefs, I think Ravens are winning.
You guys are.
Why don't you bet on Big Trust?
I'm betting on Big Trust.
Okay, so
and I'm also betting that you're not winning the Super Bowl.
No, he's trying to hedge his bet. He's trying to hedge his bet. I ain't dumb.
Because
he's trying to hedge his bet. I'm making a straight bet.
Yo, the thing is, you're back-to-back Super Bowl winners, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So are you just tell them you're not confident?
Man, that's what you think.
No.
I'm betting one game at a time.
No.
I bet that we're winning next week.
No. I'm saying I don't give a fuck.
Anyway, if you're not betting, I don't care.
Are you done?
If you're not betting,
are you done?
I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
Okay. If you're not confident, just say that, bro. It's none of my pride. Just say you're not confident, my nigga.
I'm with the bet. So
all right, bet.
Yeah.
No, y'all locked in, but I'm saying we
bro.
can't bet that you guys won't win the Super Bowl.
I don't want to bet that.
Yo, he's a fake ass Kansas City Chiefs fan. He has a fucking cap on his head saying we're not going to bet that we're going to win the Super Bowl. Back-to-back champions. That's weird.
That's
weird.
I think this is Lamar's year.
So I mean, Moose, let me ask you this: So if the Patriots, in their height of their career, when they went back-to-back, you wouldn't bet they want to win the Super Bowl and go win it again?
No, because he went 10 years without from Super Bowl 3 to Super Bowl 4. I was not making that bet
that he's going to win another Super Bowl. Tom Brady.
You went 10 years. I was not thinking that.
You talking about after back-to-back?
After back-to-back, you probably would have thought that.
I'm saying
when
going
they won
into
the
three-peat, a lot of people say they might three-peat.
The second, going back into the second dynasty, I was not making that bet.
Huh?
It was 10 years.
I'm saying after they won their second.
You said after they won the second one, would you bet that they
after their second one?
Back in 2000.
I'm saying,
I don't know.
He's saying after they won back-to-back, were you confident they would have won the third one?
Fuck yes.
When I was a young bull, probably not. Well, yeah, probably yeah. Because I was a young bull. Second dynasty when they did the 3 and 5 years. When they did the 3 and 5 years or whatever. Nah.
I ain't never seen this nigga rock an Alex Smith jersey, bro.
But anyways, how do you feel about Jaden Daniels?
Anyways,
he's him.
You see this shit, right?
He's him. I think that he's going to be elite. I was just saying it to my cousin yesterday. I think that CJ and Jaden going to be when all the other Bulls are going, it's going to be CJ and Jaden's league.
They rebuilt the Washington rebuilt their team, because I remember at the beginning I didn't think they was going to be that good. I was like, because I saw where Austin Eckler went. I was like, he went to Washington. They're going to be, but they got a good squad, bro. Some young talent, the receiving core is being active all playoffs.
And that's what happens when you believe, like genuinely believe in the people that you like, your quarterback. Like when you moving like the Cowboys, where you feel like you have to pay that nigga, is like you don't believe in Dak. You don't. Like when you look at what you did to Jaden Daniels, this is rookie year.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Y'all believe in him for real. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to do.
What do you think the Birds about to do against LA?
I was again telling my cousin, I'm like, yo, that nigga Sean McVay is like the equivalent of like a mad evil scientist. For the Naruto fans, that nigga is real life Orochimaru, bro. That nigga is real life. Nah, bro. In the playoffs, I'm not playing. He's gonna make Jalen Hurts see ghosts today.
You think so?
100%.
You think the snow's gonna affect the game a lot?
It's possible.
These niggas are pros, bro.
I mean, if it's big snowfall, it could affect like the throwing and stuff. Like if it's
for
like
who, Jalen or Sam?
I'm saying for the game in general. Like they could change like their game plan,
pros, bro.
Yeah, but you know that thick snow you don't see in Buffalo.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying it's both quarterbacks, bro. Like they're definitely gonna be broken plays and things like that. But I'm like, I don't think it's gonna affect either team. It's gonna still be a great game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout.
Jalen Hurts gonna be seeing ghosts, bro. I
think it's gonna be a style of play. It could turn to like a straight ground and pound versus like air raid type.
I don't think it's gonna versus like playing Miami Dolphins type shit with two in them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
we're gonna see.
I think they're gonna force Jalen to throw the ball, and I think that's where.
Nah, bro, they're gonna be very run. I think it's gonna be a defensive game. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of throwing tonight, bro.
You have Matt Stafford.
Actually, AJ Brown might go off.
I think how it's gonna be. I think the first game is gonna be a little bit of a Lawrence kicker, but I think that game. Yeah. I think that game up in Baltimore, they're gonna be going at it.
But in Buffalo.
I mean Buffalo. My bad. But there's snowfall there too.
I don't think they're gonna be going. I think they may go at it, but I think that it's going to be Josh Allen doing what we've already seen Cam Newton do, and I think that it's going to be Lamar. It's going to be Lamar and Derrick Henry running all over them niggas.
Right. It benefits them because they're going to be on the ground going crazy.
Like Derrick Henry might do 200 tonight. Right. He might because they play with small DBs.
Yeah, and everybody be focused on Lamar too. They were showing the graphic up on ESPN about like when he's doing the read option, how everybody ran to him, and the hole for Henry was like
because it's more
drive a truck through that jump.
Because what I think it is that they're still underestimating Derrick Henry's speed, and they're also not realizing that like that nigga's actually fast. And I think that's the issue, and I just think that they'd rather be embarrassed by Lamar being fast as hell versus them getting run over.
Facts. But that's all I got for today's episode, man. It'll be the playoffs gonna be interesting. Conference championships are gonna be interesting. I'm rooting for Big Trust. I'm rooting for him against Buffalo. But yeah, that's all I got. This boy over here, the Feeder Gallery.
I think it's weird.
That's all I got for episode 191 of the Faces of the Future podcast. It's your boy Bills.
Man, Samoose.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh my God, is that the Faces of the Future?